The button is ready to be pressed and has been pressed.
Welcome back to Dragon Blood's 3rd edition, Exalted. Last time, the Hearth made some decisions.
Yeah, the Hearth made decisions.
Well, it started with you, and then the rest of the Hearth decided to make some decisions afterwards.
I caused an incident.
You caused a capital I incident, yes. Yakanan and Yang, working as kind of a tag team of identities, decided to address the moral abhorrence of slavery being present in the town by burning down a lot of businesses and then targeting the person who was in charge of the tin mines and was particularly notorious for mistreating his slaves and publicly assassinating him. This understandably led to a large uptick in chaos and fear and uncertainty in the city itself, though the rest of the crew had a pretty good set of alibis, having discussed things with politicians in the inn and tea house for most of the night. The problem happened when they tried to come up with an alibi and summoned a illusion via Old Man's assistance of what appeared to be a fire elemental, and attempted to wrestle it in the middle of Parliament in order to give a sort of supernatural villain that would have caused this. Unforeseen events happened that somehow twisted the sorcery to act as a demon summoning, in ways that a demon summoning does not normally work, and a blood ape showed up in the middle of a crowd, well, right in front of a crowd that was already ready to explode into a riot. Repose beat the absolute living shit out of it, and then proceeded to incite that riot. The Hearth's decision, after the whole mass of people had begun to tear down the Parliament building, possibly with the intent of rebuilding it in the empty lot, and possibly just with the intent of tearing it down and, murdering everybody inside. Who knows? Maybe decided it would be a good idea to bail for a little bit after getting some of their ducks in a row.
And already there is where some,
Yes.
sliding a wedge into things. Well, for one, while the riot was going on, Repose was lifeguarding a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
making sure that violence in his vicinity was directed against property rather than people. Repose was stated to be wading into the crowd, fishing injured or trampled or harmed people out of the crowd and taking them back out and situating them on the empty lot.
As was Yang and Angler.
So, yeah, we had a discussion afterwards where we realized that a lot of our characters, maybe we had gotten a bit caught up in the goofiness of the situation and did not actually play our characters as they should have been played.
Mm-hmm. It happens.
So there's going to be a couple of small retcons on Obsidian's part in that, and again, not really changing any of the events or anything, because even based off of what I'm going to be retconning, Obsidian still would have been helping out Yang with the illusion, because at that point he would have aired his grievances. But after the talk about the Solars to Yang, Obsidian would have pulled Yang aside and sort of said to him, just say, "So Yang, you started those fires around town, yes?"
Yeah.
Did you think of the consequences of the fires?
Why I'm treating people right now.
But why the fires?
I mean, if you just cut off the head, the body's still there, and it's still going to be generating profit, and that's still a reason for people to keep doing the shitty thing. It doesn't fix it, but, killing the body and the head delays it for a bit for maybe something else to happen.
Did you not have thought of a way to start the fires with maybe getting the people out first?
So you want me to call to evacuate someone and then have fires? That would tie us to the fires.
So if you're getting to tax about that, can we get a clear breakdown of what kinds of buildings exactly Yang decided to burn?
Sure. Okay.
Like
So
warehouses
the
or
yeah,
barracks
warehouses. Probably
offices.
not staff barracks because those like who fucking cares?
They were
Offices definitely
primarily warehouses.
places that generate revenue.
Specifically it was warehouses, a couple of places where slaves were specifically sold but not held, and places that would minimize human casualty risk when being burned overnight, but having a lot of stored capital in them.
So it was places that
It was mass property destruction.
had slaves in them,
No,
but it
No.
wasn't the living quarters. And so
there were no slaves in them. It was the places they used to officiate the slave trade.
Yes, it was.
So, who were the people that were there then?
Just some fucking office workers. I mean, like they're just trying to get a wage, you know? They're not really like
Basically domestic staff. They were to clean overnight. Or guards.
Yeah, I mean, I waited for everyone else to like it was in the middle of the night too, so it was probably as low occupation as it was getting. And
Yes.
it burned down in the middle of work hours. That's crazy. It'd be hard to get everyone out. You have a
I
problem?
don't. In the long run, even if you took precautions to the least number of people were there and or this was the best time to do it and all that, even if you had plans in place, plans go wrong. You put people's lives at risk.
Yeah. That's, if it was a normal person, that would have been pretty bad, but I am a dragon blooded, so I can have a better chance of saving mundane people, which are the people that matter.
But the thing is, Yang, we can't do, and this is actually a line that is a good setup for what's going to happen. I actually thought about this of just like, Yang, even though we're super immortal, we are still mortal. We can make mistakes.
Yeah.
Your plans will never go 100% the way you believe they will.
Right, that's why you have backups.
And what if your backups fail?
Well, then you have backups for the backups. I mean, not like it's not going to go always perfectly, but like, what did you want me to do? Not do anything? Then you're just asking me to pretend it's, not happening.
And I'm just spitballing here, but you could have assassinated the man on his way home from his job and then burned the places down when, I don't know, people were at his funeral.
Everyone who... You really think his industry would have stopped for his funeral? No, I would have cut off the head and people would have started puppeteering the body to keep revenue going. That's not how this works. No one cares about the man. They care about the money.
To make the death obvious. Make it in a public place.
I did. But are you really... My brother, are you really going to sit here and hand-wring about, like... I don't know. I mean, no one came for me when I was in the Celsi, so, like, do you just want me to do that? Do you just want me to pretend nothing's wrong and let people die from an action?
I'm not saying don't act. I'm saying act
so you're
in
saying
a
don't
different
act,
way.
but act in a way that is... So act in a way that is You just contradicted yourself. You just said we can't guarantee everything goes wrong, but we have to act in a way where nothing will go wrong. So we don't act then. Like, it seems self-serving, brother. I'm not going to lie to you.
Then at this point, like, yes, we are arguing in circles, and Obsidian does not have an answer for this.
We can narratively move forward with that. Is
Yes.
That would be about the point where the stunt goes off.
It is more or less a scene of establishing that the Obsidian did not approve of innocence being put at risk because nothing ever goes wrong.
Yes. Yep. And then the second one would be right after the Blood Ape crashes through the window. Obsidian wanted to do something as well.
Well, okay, so it would be after the Blood Ape crashed through the window, and after Brother Repose had killed it, and the entire crowd was getting worked up into a frenzy. Obsidian's way to, because at this point Obsidian is aware that everything has fallen apart.
Mhm.
And Obsidian's way to sort of manage with this would be actually making a attempt to calm the masses and then organize them. And that would be some combination of a presence and an actual war role for organization.
I would call for charisma presence first, followed by a charisma war, I would say.
Okay. And on that first one, I am going to use warm face seduction style to sort of attempt to instill an emotion of calmness into the crowd.
Okay.
So yes, persuasion roll. Oh, I cannot. That is to a single target.
So yes, that would
Yes.
not be a crowd activity. You're gonna
Yeah.
have to try to do a broad sweep.
Yes, so that would just be a general presence roll.
Now that we are back to this, just switching the music again.
So where is the hearth right now? Where can we get like an idea of where people's positions are?
Right now, Yang, Repose, and Obsidian are all at Parliament. Old Man and Milan were nearby as part of the illusion, and Angler had immediately gone off to the slums.
Okay, thank you.
Milan I want to say at this point, has handed off the papers and is walking away crestfallen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And this is with 2 auto successes for the instilling of it, like to calm the crowd.
Yes.
All right. Good.
All right. You are not able to calm a riot down to everybody walking away, but you have diffused the urge for immediate and direct violence to anything that looks like you have focused them. They are listening to you, and it's very clear that they're looking for something, but they're willing to listen to you first.
And yes, he would just sort of yell at the crowd, like, "What are you all doing? You're just running around, grabbing randomly. No, systematic. This you just points at 10 people. You lot, if we are going with the operation of moving the main hall, let's start logically and tear a building down as if we were disassembling it, not raising it."
All right, that's a charisma war with a 1 die stunt.
Okay.
Just
And
start sorting people into groups, pointing,
Exactly.
shouting.
And let me look at my war sheet here and see if there's actually a charm that applies to this.
I'm not entirely sure.
Yes, actually there is.
Is it
Do
your
I ha-
excellency or is it something else?
There might be something else. Let me make sure I have this one. I do have this one. Blazing Courageous Swordsman Inspiration.
All right.
Roll an additional non-charm die for each 10 that appears in a charisma or appearance-based command action to give orders.
Okay, yeah, that applies.
Oh, wait, that is not 11. I do not have 5 war. So on those stats, yes, that is
I was thinking you were about to roll 11-sided die.
That is a 4 war.
Okay. Holy Jesus!
So that's an extra 4 rolls.
That's an extra 4 rolls, yes.
That's an extra 1 roll. Okay.
All right, so that is
12
12 successes.
12 successes.
El
Are you sure
Presidente!
he doesn't actually perfectly calm it down?
Right,
You have
no,
taken
you
the
have,
reins of
you
this
have
crowd
grabbed
completely.
these people by the hindbrain. Like, this is going beyond just being able to
Him
call
big!
out in rhetoric. You are
Him
super
big!
Whoa, big!
Damn, big.
This is pretty clearly just kind of supernaturally grabbing the crowd by its collective hindbrain and going, "Don't you fucking dare! We are working at this like construction workers, not like we are tearing it down chaotically." It is, you have experienced enough people panicking on a boat in a storm to know that being very large and yelling very loud can hijack the panic reaction.
That was
guy pointing
the
a sword?
generality of the scene.
Whoa! You must be important.
Man who points sword, he's here.
That was the most of what I wanted to do. Was just get everybody calm down. If we're doing this thing, we're going to do it right, and we're not going to, and to more or less make sure people weren't like scrambling and trampling over others.
Right. Yeah, you basically have turned this from an aggregate crowd that was ready to burn the building down into a union work crew.
It's still ready to burn the building down, but in a more orderly fashion.
Yeah, no, it's a union that has
Burn
a
it
cap.
down with purpose.
And they got scheduled 15-minute breaks every 2 hours.
Everybody's got their jobs to do. Everybody's got their work group. Everybody's got their, safety.
Before this, everyone wanted to trash the building. Now they are actually thinking about how to take bits of the building apart.
How do we put this back together after we rip it to pieces? If there's been an evaluation,
Did anyone
that
bring
it can be
tools?
put together.
Hold on, who has tools?
Hang on, does anybody have like a crane? But yeah, there was also one thing. Repose wanted to specifically clarify before bailing, regarding the sermon that you wanted to give to
All right.
now a very, very receptive crowd.
Well, not so much to the entire crowd this is targeted at. I'm presuming that in the time that it took for Obsidian to get everything to change pace, I guess because fewer people are going to be injured, there is going to be more just escorting confused and baffled non-combatants out of the building and onto the vacant lot.
Getting all of the clerks and some of the patricians who were there out of the building without getting punched.
Yeah, so at some point, Repose has assembled the committee of what the fuck just happened today for their meeting on the open lot. And he is, alright, I've, for purposes of the scene, just marked myself down 10 peripheral motes of probably would have been spent during the auto-resolve fight.
Yep.
So Repose is visibly, radiating with the light of the earth.
Mhm.
He has taken the opportunity to flip the vest back over to Scales, since it turned out that this is a work day, and not just a yell at bad buildings day. That would be leisure. This is business.
Mm-hmm.
And so what he has to present before them is, well, first of all, ladies, gentlemen, good of you to be here on this fine, clear morning.
You get a couple of glances back towards the building that is already being slowly disassembled. It's just kind of like the dichotomy of, is this happening? But they're still listening.
It would be understandable if any of you do not recognize me. I was present when the young Scarlet gentleman paid you a visit the day before.
Multiple
discuss
flashes.
Recent matters.
Just multiple flashes of, oh shit.
If you do not recognize me from that, you perhaps may not recognize me from any number of previous incidents over the past several years where I have chased lesser evils from yours and other lands in this region.
Mm.
I am an exorcist, primarily. And in my brief visit to your governing hall, I discerned the presence of no greater active malevolence. However, it is obvious to me that in recent times, some manner of unclean being has been present and been up to mischief in your city.
The accusatory looks among each other immediately begin.
There is an immediate, tap of the stick on the ground to cut that off. I am not one to dilute the names of the great enemy by lowering them to contain such trivial matters as your typical schemes and intrigues that are the nature of your trade. A being of darkness intruded upon your halls to inflict mischief upon your dealings.
They are not talking until you directly tell them to. They're just kind of shifting
Correct.
uncomfortably. Yes.
Now, if any of you could be so good as to recall, perhaps. So the subject you were ruling over the previous day was to deny aid to yon Jade Prefect good ways down the road. How long ago did you receive this entreaties from the Prefect? Do any of you recall the messenger who carried out these acts?
They kind of glance to each other. It was one of them. They were bearing the official seal, one of the women volunteers, and it was perhaps 2 weeks back, perhaps a little more recently. I didn't receive this
Just
directly.
at the 2 weeks, the slow nod, the thoughtful, careful breath. Just, yes. And did this messenger seem in any way unhale, uneasy, mistempered? Repose is going to kind of go through coaching these people into ways to condemn this person. Yeah, he's going to construct a memory of this messenger being more of an Igor and less of a Jeff that they probably were.
All right, roll me. That would probably be manipulation presence.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'll give it 1 dice stunt on that.
What would have been 2 weeks ago in our general timeline?
Let me double check the calendar actually, because I have that tracked now. At least. So 2 weeks ago would have been.
All right, and let's go ahead and.
So it's been about a week since the wild. So it would have been shortly after the downtime and during the preparation for that.
Spend some personal foray.
Okay.
Well, actually, I
So
can
nothing.
only, because I'm presence free, I can only afford the +1 success on that. So 6 on the manipulate to assemble a memory of some very suspicious character who was here.
You have absolutely successfully kind of gaslit these people's original memory into twisting it into much more sinister intention.
Just running through the list of symptoms that when you're doing this seriously, you're supposed to not suggest these things to avoid leading the witness.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're trying to lead the witness.
Unless you would like to lead the witness, as it can
Yes.
happen today.
We're
Isn't it
retconning.
interesting, then, my assembled, esteemed patricians of this town, that the very night after you have chosen to deny the request brought before you by this character, that such acute calamity was brought upon you?
Their faces start to harden as they realize what you're getting at.
As though one had recently offended someone with the means to conjure spirits, fell or otherwise, to do their bidding. One who would feel entitled to inflict such calamity upon their lessers.
Knew never to trust the house Sinus, one of them mutters. Another one's like,
Well, yes, but not for, you know.
another one says, so much for that immaculate he totes around like a pet. Of course that man would have dabbled with demons.
Oh?
Oh, have you met the company of this alleged monk of theirs?
I have not had the personal charm, no, but I have heard quite a few stories from our intermediaries.
More thoughtful nods, more, yes. Yes, if Repose had a beard, it would be getting thoroughly combed and stroked.
Extremely stroked, yeah.
Is that Governor Thee? It's been so long.
Governor, the most esteemed gentleman.
He arrived here in this land to tell us. And
He's just there out at the corner of the panel, having a think. Good point. Well,
As unfortunately, a joke only me Loongat. Let's move on.
now I am no judge of men or speaker of laws. These are not my trade. It is in the interest of my profession to chase this evil, whatever it may turn out to be, back to its burrow and see it driven from the world. But it is also within my experience to and many times I would prefer if I could introduce myself as an architect, but this age is in far greater need of soldiers than of builders.
They another set of involuntary glances over to the building being torn down.
Yes, it is certainly a handsome structure. How long ago was that situated?
They look to each other, thinking for a moment. Well, it was certainly built relatively early. Possibly 100 years. It was after the sorceress of the mountain created the waterfall. You see, that was what created the settlement here.
Yes, no doubt then that at that time of its founding it was appropriately situated in order to bring good fortune to its halls. However, evidently the years have not been kind, and some combination of the developments you've carried out over the succeeding generations have left your city lopsided. This place you sit now, this Isle of Peace and tranquility in the midst of this unpleasantness, this is your center now.
They glance down, glance back to the building, suddenly realize what's going on, glance back to you like, okay.
Now, to our mutual fortune, the rot which may be taking hold there is not yet so greatly advanced. It is a small evil which can be slain before it may metastasize into a greater evil.
I'm sorry, metastasize?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Suppose is a scholar, man. He says the thinky words.
Your word of the day is.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Much of that venerable structure is likely well within the means of repair and to be repurposed to some new order. Over here. I would, had I the luxury of the time, I might spare my attentions to advise you further on matters of spiritually harmonious construction to ensure that the new building would be in better health than its predecessor. I would make short point of some matters to remain in consideration. That place is too enclosed, too many dark, secluded spaces. I will allow that such measures are preferable to those in your business. You need privacy in which to conduct your dealings and your negotiations. But that is a matter of hiding from each other. Make no attempt to hide from heaven above or earth below.
Very awkward shifting in their seats. Perhaps.
However, well, all right, give them the perhaps.
Perhaps the brothers and sisters at the Immaculate Monastery would be wise to consult in such matters. One of them says to the rest of the group, and they all just kind of start fervently nodding.
Yeah.
Do we frame them correctly? Are we doing it? Are you framing, son?
Yeah, we framing here. My cursory advice, which should not be taken to too great a level of detail without appropriate verification, as if there are any fellow sons of Pasiap's presence in your local monastery, they will surely corroborate. Your place of law should be exposed to open air. If you would have justice in your land, then all such dealings should occur beneath light of sun or moon, as appropriate.
Oh yes, the
and
boonies.
at the mercy of the winds. Consider,
You want us to hold Parliament in a hot air
if
balloon?
you would consider, if you would speak with the voice of your people as fits your office and make your will the law of the land, but cannot finish a sentence without Denad spitting in your eyes or Mela clawing at your back. How highly do you hold the law that you attempt to speak? What does that say of your credibility at that time?
Shrinking into their chairs, thinking perhaps these would be taken better as signs rather than inconveniences. One of them kind of very mumbles to himself.
The sooner one gains knowledge of such omens, the sooner they may act to counteract the ill will which has brought them about. Situations such as these need not befall you.
Mm-hmm. You have very successfully cowed them into, you are the person that knows what is going on. We are listening to you and desperately trying to not offend you in any way by disagreeing.
Regardless, I've my prey to chase, and you've your city to govern as rightly as you are able. When you find time to make sense of
Remember, all of
the
this
night's
is your own
proceedings,
will.
present what
God.
evidence you can discover before the abbot, and the dragon's justice will be done. Good day to all of you. And also to note from out here on the narrative layer here, as part of our discussions between sessions, I rolled previously to know by temple politics some specific thing that the abbot of this
Yes.
monastery especially hates. I have cashed in what that is. That abbot despises reckless summoning, which by extension is all summoning, because elementals have already arranged themselves to where they need to be by nature's law, and demons belong in the hole that we threw them in. If you cast summon anything, you are making a mistake.
Yep.
So hearing that, and then suddenly a blood ape just showed up out of nowhere to hassle us, and also some sort of strange fire ape thing that we're not sure what that is, but it was here.
Somebody done fucked around and found out.
Terrible. Terrible.
Yakuman
news.
must have defeated the fire ape too late for the fires to not be thing.
You hate to see it. Anyway, that's my business.
All right, and in the meantime, with the fucking level of success on the de-escalation from Obsidian, the shockwave effect of the rioting doesn't quite happen. The slums are still clearly like on extreme edge, and there is local outbreaks of scuffling and arguments and things that are about to escalate to a head, but they are able to be managed by the local heads of the community realizing, okay, hang on. Number one, realm officials are here and they appear to be trying to help. Number two, don't you fucking dare get us in trouble.
3, hey, there's work to do. They're tearing down a building. Get in there. Earn some
They're
hack
actually
silver.
tearing down rich people's stuff. Let's go get it.
Maybe do a little looting on the side if you think you can get away with it, but you could just get get paid also.
The realm
to
is
help.
the realm is giving us a cover for looting that is societally acceptable.
We're
Let's
calling
go.
it we're calling it societal embezzlement. How about that?
We're getting back what you embezzled. Come on, let's go. So Angler,
This chair is cursed. I better take it home and destroy it.
Yep. Yeah. There's going to be a lot of furniture and a lot of nice things that go missing from the Parliament building. Weird. But Angler doesn't have to really go aggressively out of his way to make sure nothing too terrible happens. There's a skull or two that needs cracking temporarily, and some people who are going to be waking up tomorrow in an alley, but
For the most part, it's who did that list. Number 4 is, there's that Prasadi gentleman that's been standing on the corner. I saw him earlier. Probably don't want to mess with that guy because I think he came with a procession of the people.
yeah.
Let's not be here. He looks like he might know what he's doing.
He keeps shooting eyes our way. Let's not do something where he's looking.
That
I
guy's
think
been
the last four
standing
guys going
at
to have a
the.
conversation with him disappeared, so let's not talk to him.
That guy's been standing at the street corner flexing for 2 hours.
So yeah, aside from any mentions from Milan, Old Man, or anybody else as to what they would be doing before bailing on town, we can proceed to the travel section.
So there is one thing. This is going to be a quick thing, and it's not a big thing.
Yeah, sure.
But upon really fully realizing what's been going on in the town, right?
Mhm.
Old Man has this incredibly strange expression on his face. Of
It's
enormous
really gross.
satisfaction and great disappointment at the same time.
I'm right. Damn it.
And
It's mostly disappointment with the the results. Enormous satisfaction that the very first thing he did after getting into that argument with
Koi.
Koi
Koi.
Invictus. Yeah. Koi again.
Just Koi
Invictus.
Invictus.
That's
Her
Yeah.
full name.
Yeah,
Is it? Oh, is it?
yeah, she's the unconquered carp, aka Koi Invictus.
Oh, okay.
Invincible fish.
So literally the very first thing he did after getting into that argument, he was proven right, and that is immensely satisfying to him.
Yep.
He
Old man
shouldn't have
gets-
helped. Things would have gone better if he didn't help.
Old man feels validated, but also really annoyed.
Yeah.
And as for Milan just kind of slinks off back to the bar, looking kind of uncomfortable, and his stuff is actually going to come to a head while we're traveling.
So it is probably about mid to late afternoon by the time you feel like it's safe to leave the city without it immediately bursting into flames and people trying to do a coup. And you just start heading out into the river valley, climbing up the hills towards the foothills of the mountains where ants live.
All right. I don't remember anything about ants. Remind me what the deal with ants is.
The only
other than
hook we have
ants.
for ants is people have been disappearing in caves around this area.
Yeah, people
In
have been
character,
getting
no one has
snatched.
said ants. But that's
This
how you
was
get
Loon.
ants.
Loon has mentioned ants repeatedly, so I'm just going with that. The hook you have is that people have been snatched off the road, and anybody who is doing this is either very supernaturally good at hiding or just really good at not getting caught.
Oh, I've been muted. I'm sorry. I meant to ask actually before we left, could I, since I was in the slums, ask about, ants, quote unquote? Talk to
give
talk to
me
people.
a probably charisma or manipulation, depending on how you want to do it. Investigation roll.
Okay, one moment.
Charisma makes you stand out more. Manipulation lets you talk around the point.
My roll 20 closed on me, so I will need to log in a moment. So give me just
That's
a
all right.
second here.
Shit happens.
The gentle click and clack of arranging the physical dice that I'm using to keep track of my moat count between fights.
Nice. Also, there would be the question of would you be walking or would you be taking the cloud? Because that dramatically changes your travel
The
time.
cloud.
Well, hold off on that. You said it would be manipulation or charisma?
Yeah, you can pick which one depending on the approach you want to take.
Because he's been flexing on the street corner this time, he's probably going to go with manipulation of the just tell me the damn information already.
Yeah, okay.
And I will stop flexing. Unless you want me to continue
Alternatively-
flexing.
Continue
Flex,
flexing
yeah.
as you investigate.
I will give you an incentive by either stopping or continuing, depending on what you want.
I'm going to do one
Yeah,
last pose.
that's one. That's a one last for that.
And it's magnificent.
Pose for the fans.
One. I'm too busy
that was
flexing.
You're way too
Turns out flex-
terrifying.
Turns
Oh,
out
you go, big guy.
flex-based diplomacy is not all that great.
Says you.
Well, but
It's a very delicate art, surprisingly so. But
That's all right.
what you get is basically that they are assuming that it's some sort of kidnapping operation for either providing a slave trade, or maybe it's the Raksha, or maybe it's a demon, or maybe it's who the hell knows. Something is taking people and they don't come back.
Okay.
I hope it's the slave trade because they're probably going to be super fucking confused.
In that case, I would probably send a message, because I'm in the slums, towards... Oh god, which one of you knows Whispered Winds? He'd probably send a
Milan.
message towards Milan. I don't know if anyone else does or not, but to Milan saying, "Where are all of you? I'm trying to find you so we can murder
I'm
that thing."
I'm pretty sure it's just you and
the
Milan
sworn pact
are
means
walking
we
down.
innately know where each other
Right,
are.
You have a general GPS for each other.
Never mind then. I'd find the one by themselves and then go find the three that seem to be together.
Mm-hmm. That would be
Milan-
find Milan sad in a bar.
Even if you had sent the message, Milan wouldn't have responded back.
Okay, we're gonna have to deal with this on the road, but this is not a place that we're not gonna have this discussion in a bar. Just nope. And he will quietly help his friend, give him a couple minutes and then direct him outside. We're gonna go take care of some business. We can talk about it on the road.
Huh? Alright, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know exactly what happened, but we'll talk about it.
Yeah. Let's go get everyone.
So yeah, the group just kind of regathers together and then heads out towards the hills. And again, the question would be, would you be using the turbo speed sorcery, or would you be taking the advantage of walking? Because it's hard to have a conversation with
Let's take
everybody.
advantage of the time to walk. I don't think anyone is in a mood to... Hey,
Yeah.
the person necessary to move everybody by cloud is depressed right now. I don't think he's feeling like casting a spell. We walk.
Yeah.
In
Okay.
addition, if we're trying to sneak up on kidnappers and stuff, maybe we shouldn't be making a lot of noise.
Yeah. So, you just kind of come up out of the river valley into the hills, and now is about the time for the conversations to start happening in the transit period.
So, by the time while we're going and things are just kind of quiet, eventually, just eked out of Milan a silent thanks, everyone. I messed up.
We all fucked up a little.
Huh? No, I fucked up. What are you talking about?
We all fucked up. Well, except Spanner. Spanner's fine. Spanner didn't really fuck up.
I'm confused. Exactly how did you mess up, Milan?
Well, I thought I could just fix everything if we gave them a scapegoat, that elemental, and well, I wrote up some documents, like, here's a plan of how we can rebuild after the fire, and there was a riot. I set off the fire I was trying to prevent. And the worst part of it is, am I supposed to be doing that? Because that's what we do. The princes of the realm, that we do what we...
Yeah, you don't need permission to hurt people, right?
So, actually, hold on that one, Yang. We're going to get back to that one in a minute.
Oh, that's what Uncle Waterfall said, though.
Nope, we're going to get pin in that discussion for the moment. So, I want to make sure I have this right. You went to Parliament with every intention to help people. You wanted to help them become better, more self-sufficient, and to give them a way forward in order to be taking care of themselves rather than what Parliament had set up.
Yeah.
Now, it didn't work out, and that sucks. But it isn't because you were trying to kill people or actively hurt them. Things outside of your control seem to spark. Actually, speaking of outside of the control, why was there a demon there?
Yeah, what that was that part of the... Did anyone do that?
That was not part of the plan.
What
And
was
I
up
would
with
point
that?
out here to you, Spanner. On your face, you're correct. However, I do feel like there's nothing wrong with the frustration that young Milan is experiencing right now.
Oh, no. The frustration is 100% valid.
And
So
that
when-
frustration may lead to better made decisions in the future, such as not doing any of the things that just happened.
just
Holds up a finger to old man. Just
check here
hold-
for
hold
a
that thought.
reminder. Last time there were occult rolls in response to the demons showing up. Repose got enough to understand the implications?
Yes.
Yes.
To remind. Do you need a reminder as to what I said, or?
Well, no, I can now then provide the explanation for when there is a lull in the conversation, or rather, Repose is going to let the rest of the conversation keep happening. Who specifically asked just now what happened?
Yang and Angler both asked
Yeah.
what the hell happened.
So
Angler
Repose,
saw you
per his
already.
usual means, just kind of ghosts over to between them. There are varieties of circumstances by which the walls of hell, the prison which binds all devils to their world and out of ours, can become pliable. Such upwells of violence and
Hey, wait a minute.
screaming and hooting and so forth are somewhere in that cacophony a semblance of the cry of the blood ape occurred, and
Was that powder keg the one we made, or was that just one that... Because remember, back in Parliament, before the town burned down, I went into the office and they were all... Did I tell you guys about that?
No.
Oh, shit, this is important. I should tell you about this. Okay, so I went into the office to go look for, like, damning documents. There were the beginnings of a huge frame job in there.
Against whom?
I don't know. It's all burned down now.
Well, no, it's not.
Well, actually, I've got a few... Well, yeah, no. I did
You
I
actually
steal some documents?
You stole some of the documents, yes.
Yeah, I'm going to hand them over to...
Milan.
Yeah,
Extremely
here you go,
not
buddy.
Milan
Milan.
and
Milan
Angler.
has
Angler
gone
then.
back
Spanner.
into himself.
Me.
All right, I'm gonna motion to hand him to Milan and see him just be like, oh, okay.
Milan
Then-
looks like he's having a conversation with himself
Actually, give them the
internally.
spanner because Obsidian's probably going to have a talk with Milan.
I was in the middle of one with him, but all right, sure. He'll take it and kind of look at.
Oh,
I will look at this in a moment, and kind of stuffs it inside his cloak. All right. So what you're telling me is that a demon appeared, not necessarily via our actions, but because of the chaos itself.
yes.
Okay. Milan, nothing I say is going to make you feel better about this. Sometimes just absolute garbage happens. It sucks. And it's going to continue to suck for a long time, and you're not going to get over it easily. Because
think
you
this one
tried
was
your
your fault, though.
Hold up. Because you tried your absolute best and it blew up in your face. It's going to take some time to get over it. But you can't stop trying. You are the Minister of Transportation. You got that job because you have the capacity to be something amazing. Don't get discouraged just because of one time it doesn't go your way. We can do better. We can learn from this and be much better the second time through. I know this is going to make you feel better now. Just remember this over the next few days and weeks.
In years.
Milan is going to take a very deep breath. So much so because air aspect. You actually,
Boo.
yeah,
Oh.
it's a very deep breath.
He got lungs.
he just left with lungs.
My grandmother told me that things aren't well back home and that we need to do everything we can to shore up our resources and defenses. There was a part of me back there that was telling me that I needed to take control. I needed to take that city for the Empire, for my house. There was a voice in the back of my head telling me I needed to seize that town and become its ruler. And I don't like that.
Did you agree? Yeah, you don't agree with those thoughts,
I
right?
know.
We all have thoughts that we don't
Speak for
agree with
yourself.
at times. You have had thoughts that you don't agree with. You have stated this yourself, old man.
Name one.
You have thoughts of helping and interacting with people where you do not agree with that.
I have never thought of such a thing in my life.
You have taken the act of interacting with people.
Yes, and I don't think about it while doing it, because if I did think about it, I wouldn't do them.
Maybe you should think more then.
You know what? I think you're right.
This is actually gonna
We'll be here all week, folks.
this is gonna put a grin back on Milan's face.
Anyway,
Glad you went exactly how I'd want you to.
Fucking stepped right on the rake.
Just ignoring the entire byplay going on with those two as they, I don't know, scream at each other in the middle of the wilderness. Milan, do you think, whether or not you were going to take control or not, do you think you would have done a good job if you were in control?
I can only hope I would.
And think on that. Maybe not forcing yourself into it, but there might be a situation where you will have to step up. Don't force it, just let it happen. You are better with everything that deals with forms and functions than the rest of us put together. I think you do a pretty damn good job. Just don't try to take it before you're ready.
You're right.
Now let's go step on some ants till we all feel better.
I feel fine.
Now let's go step on some ants till we all feel better.
Oh.
With a glare over like, Yang, really?
Oh,
Yang, shut up.
Milan was feeling bad. He did imperialism.
barely.
On
You
accident.
jostled a regime. You didn't even bring it down.
Yeah.
That's
still
because the rest
there.
of the party was there to
to
restabilize
stop
it.
it, to stop it from falling over all the way.
When we had left off last week, it was in full blown nope collapse of society.
Legitimacy crisis, yes.
The events that we have inserted in today has downplayed it, and that's why Milan thanks the three. Because like, hey, thank you for
You say as though such turmoils don't afflict them every season. There is a
Brother
society
does-
founded on open argument, where all are invited to partake.
Brother brings up a good point. We have
The
no
laws
idea
are
if this is...
legitimized by who can scream the loudest and with the most assistance.
It's pretty dumb, isn't it?
What about that land could be more democratic than for all of them to take to the streets and implement their desires?
perhaps it's time I start thinking outside
The bomb.
realm. No.
Sorry.
Oh, bad.
That was Pavlovian, I can't blame you.
Yes. I apologize. My brain works in mysterious ways that I
No,
myself
I
do not
recognize
Yeah.
a reflex when I hear one.
Yes. But yes, it's time I start considering things outside of the workings of the realm.
Alright, so with that up on its place, the group takes probably into the night and maybe one overnight camp in the foothills that is uneventful. There's the rotating watch. You know, Moat keeps watching, Horse keeps watch, because at this point they can actually help be trusted to do that if, you know, Cat doesn't take a nap. But
Now that
Nothing-
the horse has no bones, it is actively able to keep watch.
Being on watch and being asleep are not contradictory for Cat.
yes.
May I read those documents now that we are at camp? The ones that were
Yes, actually,
Yeah.
yes.
It's probably important to figure out what the hell is in those.
Yeah. I will wait until a point where everyone has cooled off, and I will start spreading out the documents to read them. And if others want to help or look over it, sure, but he's going to start trying to piece the information together.
Alright, roll me intelligence bureaucracy.
And I will propose that this is an appropriate environment, an appropriate span of time and justification to go into attempt a finishing of that ritual mask.
Yes, you would have time to finish that off.
Okay, while I'm looking for it, I am looking for any kind of connections to the calm voice gentleman that was in the stuff, and also to see if there's anything that might be happening in the slums or what have you, because I noticed that all the people that were employed by him were in the slums to see if they could start some shit. Okay, so that's the general thing of this. I'm also spending 2 motes for an auto success on this.
All right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's like 2 different points where I try to give these documents to people, but just never went anywhere.
And then I'll spend a willpower to boost that to 5 successes.
All right, so 5 successes. You're able to dig through the couple of reams of paper that Yang was able to snatch up before getting the willies and getting out of there before getting caught in a trap. The first few, as mentioned, were generally just a bunch of bad and fudged paperwork. You're not really able to recognize or pin it on anybody that you saw or identified by name, either in the tavern or in the chamber itself. It just seems to be just kind of a workaday sort of parliamentarian who is messing with numbers in order to make a personal business look good. Something that would have gotten him in trouble were it seen, but it also doesn't seem like the thing you would forge as part of a sting operation, because everybody's got paperwork like this in that building, probably. Or at least enough of them that it would not be totally scandalous. The one that Yang grabbed right before running out, though, is a different matter. It is a very bordering on, but not quite explicit love letter from a unknown admirer, writing as though it was a, we know each other, but we're not saying each other's names in the letter to not incriminate each other, sort of deal. But as you're reading it, just the teeth in the back of your mouth just itch as all of the things being praised, like this person's integrity and their wisdom and all of these things, read simultaneously as threats to the person. Like, look at all of these things that will be torn down, as well as generally trying to emphasize the scandalous nature of whatever this relationship is. Possibly this is a married man or a married woman that this was sent to, and the existence of this letter would enrage their spouse, especially if it is one that is praising all of their high character traits. It seems that this is a start of, or the capstone to, a long campaign of character assassination. And if you had to trust your gut on it, it's going to have been somebody that is been targeted by this person's virtues of trying to root out corruption or make this place work better, got mad, and decided to weaponize it against them.
Okay.
That's vague.
This is absolutely the sort of thing that would have gotten this person who owned the letter, if it was found, blown up. But it has been removed from their office successfully. And in the meantime, Repose.
Crafting.
All right, so Repose managed to get like all of the cuts of wood that he needed for this assembly, properly pared out and shaped and formed on the mold during the night at the tavern. And so that remains is to just kind of get them all glued up and pressed and fused to bring all of this home.
Yeah.
And that was
Milan's-
probably also done as part of the night
Milan's
of not
actually-
going out and causing problems.
Has just taken an interest in this and is actually helping out with the gluing and stuff.
Yeah, that's a 1 die stun for that and the help.
I'm also using this as a reason to buy my first level crafting.
Nice.
All right, and then the final point here, the moment of truth, after we're sure that everything is dried and cured and set in, is to actually just give the clay mold a nice firm whack and smash it off, showing your conviction that this work is in fact complete and ready to go. And there it is.
Yes, it is.
So what would you say the difficulty on that was, for purposes of working out my payout here?
Probably 6 on the dot for being an incredibly lifelike mask, but not meticulously, supernaturally exact. Just a very hard project a mortal would have an extremely difficult time of doing in the time span you did.
All right then. So right on the pin, meaning 2 gold, 1 silver per objective satisfied. Which I think this is just a 1 for tangible benefit.
Yep. This doesn't really advance your own goals or motives or intimacies. You're just helping out a buddy.
And just the little 1 silver rebate from the craft excellency.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll handle that accounting.
All right. And aside from starting to piece together the bureaucratic conspiracy and finishing the mask, the night is uneventful, and there no ambush, no nothing like that, no sightings of anything on the horizon. It's just a night in the foothills, like you're just camping in the mountains. The next morning, you begin to go up closer to the rough area of the cave mentioned and start to look around and notice a couple of things about the environment. First of all, there's caves all over the goddamn place. It is a very hole-bored region in terms of caves. You're not sure if they're all one system or if they're all smaller individual systems, but it is clear that something geologically here has pretty much cracked open a cave system as part of whatever made this cliff face jump all the way up long ago. So in order to probably find wherever ants or whatever it may be lurk, you're gonna have to narrow it down, because if you just start exploring cave after cave, you're not sure you're ever gonna find anything.
Well, if we have a tracker, perhaps we can look for tracks, movement patterns through that, like animals are avoiding or something.
Would that be a survival roll?
Yes. Yang, this is one of the things you're good at, yeah.
This is just survival plus something.
This would be perception survival. And stunt die if you can give me, like, yeah, well, no, I don't think you need one. So, you begin to look around. It is at the point where the scrublands of the area around you, and certainly the fertile river valley behind you, have given way pretty much entirely to rocky foothills and I don't remember the name of the geological feature of when it is like the runoff of broken stone and sand from a cliff face or a mountain that makes the giant piles. That's what's mostly prevalent, is that it is starting to break apart. Screed, yes, thank you. That is what is prevalent here. It is the foothills that are rapidly getting steep up to the point of the giant fucking mostly just vertical cliff face. So it's difficult land to find tracks in. However, you're not necessarily looking for tracks, you're just looking for any signs of repeated movement. And that's where you notice that one of the caves has a remarkably kind of divoted level to the gravel and stones around it, as though enough travel has come in and out of it to kind of shovel the lightest material out of the way. In addition, there's a couple of bushes that look like they've had a couple of branches that would lean into this sort of desire path, snapped off via neglect or accident of something brushing by. So, whatever else around here, there's something that lives in there. You're not sure if it's wild animals, you're not sure if it's something it's looking for, but there is something that regularly makes trips in and out of that cave system.
The biggest shrug I can give.
Stepping away
Well,
a moment.
There's something in there.
How big?
Big.
And how many?
It's either a large thing or a fairly consistent collection of small things, because this is a pretty beaten path at this point.
So one bantha or just a single column of sand people? Okay, gotcha. Good.
Fucking nerd.
Nerd.
Become in
What
greater
are we
numbers.
doing right now?
I
What are
know,
we
I
doing?
know. All right. So, would there be any other investigations of this cave before you just go dive on in?
I don't know caves, I know rivers.
Okay, if we get to the cave proper, I would look to see if there's any obvious traps set up, or perhaps lookout locations, what have you, so that if these are people, they would know that we're coming.
All right. Roll me perception and awareness.
1 moment.
You know what? No, I am going to make a roll.
All right. What are you rolling?
I want to roll Wits War to figure out if from this cave would there be any sort of sniper or lookout positions.
All right. Go right ahead.
Is that what I just... Oh, from a war perspective. Okay, fair.
Yeah, that is. You're looking for, like, looking specifically for traces of things. Obsidian is thinking tactically of, is this good ground for oversight? Obsidian can pretty clearly tell there is no good sniper position that would not have the sniper's whole ass hanging out. This is not something that has an overwatch on it. They're not probably concerned with heavily guarding the entrance, by virtue of this is in the middle of the Badlands and it is one cave of several dozen.
Yeah, they don't expect people to come out here, but what do you got? Are there any alarms? or
Angler
anything
looks
like
on the inside and pretty categorically rules out any sort of tripwire system or any sort of alarm. It is just a cave. It is just a natural formation.
And since we're at the entrance to the cave, I will use my observer awareness method. I'm not going to roll the 10 dice to get 1 success. Is anything watching us?
Not right now.
Fantastic.
All right, I am back.
Writing off that
Back.
note.
Hi, we more or less established that they do not know we're coming.
All right.
Oh, and then one
There-
last thing before we continue. How much willpower do you recover on a rest?
1 willpower for a good night's sleep.
Okay, then I am still down to 2 willpower. Then. Thank you.
Miscellaneous while we are allowing the scouting and surveying to occur. Repose is just going to go ahead and collect like a small bag of sand and a couple of small rocks, thanking the surrounding environment for each individually, and then leave behind a cat figurine as payment. Just like lodged in a little alcove or divot somewhere.
Good one.
Very good. All right, so entering the cave system.
Yes.
All
right.
I'll take point.
Okay, yeah. If you want to establish a marching order, you may go ahead.
I'll be in the back.
All right, it's maybe 20 or 30 feet in before you realize, oh, there's not going to be a natural light source in here. So would you be lighting torches? Would you be going in the dark?
Okay, I just thought of a really dumb thing.
Go on.
How long does it take for anima to flare down?
It depends on the level of anima you have flared to.
A while. Yes, you
But-
can use your anima as a light source.
Yeah, that is
if you want.
explicitly how anima works, is you can use it as a light source of an intensity depending on how high it's gone.
I would light a torch.
All right.
Angler will also light a torch.
But good to know that that is an option.
And if anyone thinks, oh, we should use our anima to stuff, yeah, we can't turn anima. Actually, you know what? Hold on a second. Before I light a torch, how much light does my bioluminescence give?
I actually need to double check what that says in the book.
It's one of those dumb things of, wait a minute.
Hang
I have
on,
no
my,
thing for this.
hang on, my 0 dot merit might actually mean something right now.
I took it as a joke, but okay.
I am a flashlight. Shit.
Let's see. Come on, mechanics. Equivalent to glowing anima. So let me double check what that means.
Yeah, my bioluminescence. Don't worry about it.
Outlines your body in glowing lights. So yeah,
Obsidian-
probably like a dim lighting around you.
Obsidian would assume that you've always done that, and he's just really unobservant.
Yeah, well, he's actually like further in the cave than everyone else because he's the first one to walk in. He's about to pull out a torch.
Glowing is the second level of anima, which inflicts -3 to stealth or disguise. So that's pretty reasonable.
Yeah, it's still dark, but you can see your hand in front of your face and a little beyond that.
More than I need to, but yeah, since he's going to be further ahead of the group, that's probably for the best.
Mm-hmm.
Propose will be cross-referencing his senses with Moat's senses. Just occasionally switching from one perspective to the other.
Mm-hmm. Moat, being a cat, especially with the any light at all being provided by Angler, is able to pretty much perfectly see the entirety of the cave environment. It's a fairly twisting path of natural cave formation. At one point, this was much further below ground than it now is. This layer of stone has clearly been worked on by erosion upon its, elevation to above ground. So it's kind of just the path of water resistance kind of twisting of a cave. There is very little evidence that it has been worked by human hands for any purpose. There's no side rooms, there's no smoothing of the stones, or anything like that.
Just rock being rock.
Yep, it is just a natural cave. But the further in you go, the more of a gut feeling Repose, and specifically Repose, has of something is not right.
Just once. Could it not be Dumoids?
Termites are nice and
Hey,
simple.
awareness of omens. One of these days, one of those rolls will go large instead of underperforming.
Your skin itches.
That's weird.
This is tasty, though.
Fuck off.
What? Legitimate question.
Like comprehensive itch or localized itch?
Across your tattoos.
You can get a cream for that.
Yang's actually probably not thinking very hard. He's just gonna start walking forwards.
Yeah, like, I would assume unless Repose brings that up out loud, you're just continuing forward.
Yes.
Yes, this is not yet alarm enough to call a halt, but yeah, just be on edge.
Alright, everybody roll me perception awareness at this point.
Time for that 2-die roll. Here we go.
2 success.
I'm sorry, did I say 2?
So,
Did you mean
old
3?
man has 5 dice in this now.
Nice.
Nice.
Man, what a...
You know,
What?
That
Obsidian,
torque,
you kind
man.
of need glasses.
Oh, wait, no, you didn't put
You
in any...
didn't do D10, just D10 minus 7S, huh?
Yeah.
Does that
That
force...
works. No, that works. No,
Okay.
that didn't say.
So that is a
that
botch.
is a 1d10. I'm gonna go ahead and say, roll.
That's a botch. Okay.
There you go.
This
Roll
is
D10.
a thing that I decided with Obsidian. He is never going to have any points in either of those stats.
Back up option. Hey, what does Moat sense right now? Not much.
Okay.
Obsidian, you
What if we
really
die in
need
this
glasses.
fucking
So-
cave?
It's fine.
I will go with the people who rolled well, and then I will go with the people who rolled interestingly. Angler and Yang, if you strain your ears, maybe about 50 yards ahead, it's hard to tell with the stone twisting and turning in the way. You hear something distantly, like something talking, and something rhythmic, like percussive or dancing, or something very like a heartbeat kind
You
of
hear that
level of
thumping?
regularity. Yes.
What is that?
Obsidian, please
Yeah, what's
roll
up?
me wits integrity.
Now that I can do. Give me a second. See, this is the good thing is that I have backups for failing these rolls.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to get. Yeah, that's a 10.
Cover all 10,000 taste buds.
Thank you for backing me up.
Rolling around your mouth a little bit. That's 10.
I'm just making sure if I have the excellency, which I am absolutely sure I do, but yeah, you want to be sure of these things. Why do I have no other integrity charms?
Because the integrity charms are very specific in their use.
That's right. He uses manipulation instead of wits. No.
Mm-hmm.
Automatic successes for 2 minutes. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so that's what, 8?
That is 8 successes. You feel a tugging at your arms and legs, like a sudden. You hear the noise, and your legs and arms just start twitching the tiniest bit in time with the beat, as though you really want to just start dancing.
It's a good beat.
The thing is, it's not. When you tell them no, they don't listen until you are very loud about saying no. It's like a compulsion rather than an urge. Like, that's nice music. This is more start dancing being beamed into your brain.
We should leave. I don't. Can we call a mulligan on this one?
Oh, we're too close. We can't stop now.
No.
Like,
Here, I'm gonna go stay here for a moment. I'm going to check things out myself.
every red flag is going off in my head.
Okay, now before I go forward, too far forward, what is a medium distance?
I'd have to let me pull up the core book and get the exact reading.
Because it matters for one of my charms. It says if it's solid stone, you can feel and see things a medium distance away.
Okay, 1 sec.
It is enough that it takes 3 moves to get to melee. That's medium distance.
I know, but that's subjective.
I'm seeing if there's literally any established, like,
They put a number
actual-
anywhere.
Yeah. Cannot communicate without shouting. So, like, I guess.
And your other reference point would be like arrows distance instead of throwing rocks distance.
Yeah, so like probably a football field.
So if I used deep listening palm at this, or all-encompassing earth sense, in order to feel the vibrations through the earth, because they're
Yes.
dancing, I should be able to feel them from here.
Probably, yes.
Okay. He's going to click off his face, so to speak, so that it just goes straight to dark, to focus on it, and then he's going to kind of slowly slink down until he's on both his hands and knees on this, and then just go up onto his hands and feet, much like a centipede, and just start to feel the vibrations and use all-encompassing earth sense.
All right. Roll with 1 die stunt on that.
Okay. 4 successes.
Okay. Do they cite exactly what happens with the number of successes, or?
So the whole thing is that when she comes within short range of a hidden enemy or danger, she rolls perception awareness double 9s to detect it. And in order for her to perceive concealed characters, they must be standing on the same surface that she stands on, or no more than 1 vertical range band up. Blah blah blah. She can't sense enemies who are airborne, in or on water, or taking other measures to avoid moving across a solid surface.
So you get a general like count or idea.
Yeah, I'm not using the deep listening palm. I'm just using all-encompassing earth sense. Deep listening palm is I'm really using a lot of it to figure out what's going on. This one's more of I want to get a general idea.
You count 10 pairs of feet moving in perfect synchronicity with each other, and a 11th presence up higher on a higher stone.
Okay. He'll go back into more of a sitting posture on his knees and look back at the others and say, I count 10, and there's another one who isn't dancing. Probably a leader type. So 11 total. What do you want to do?
Is dancing a crime?
Kidnapping is.
Yeah.
I mean, if they were just dancing, it'd be one thing, but if this is possibly these people can tell us where the problem is, or if these are the problem, we should probably look into it.
Fine.
Okay, lights out.
Having to think. Doing a quick brain.
I was going to
call
ask
here.
if you wanted to do one, or I was waiting.
Hey,
to
does
see.
anyone else want to also, attempt to try and we have the evidence of, all right, hypnotic music, dancing circle, underground.
Wait, for that doom check.
I don't know it's hypnotic because I don't.
No,
it's
Obsidian has
hypnotic.
not mentioned that.
Oh yeah. All right. Sorry. I thought that. Okay.
No.
Yes. No. Obsidian would mention this is hypnotic. This
Okay.
is trying
Then
to
I
control
would make
people.
a check, yeah, but I wasn't going to
Here's
do
5
it without
on
that
a
knowledge.
running through the internal bestiary.
Survey says probably 75% chance of some sort of demon, 25% chance of some sort of fae.
All bad.
100% chance doom.
Yes.
Milan has already drawn a grenade.
This is.
Suppose
You are
it's
very
slowing
aware
down to the
of
front.
dance being a very important thing to certain types of demon.
What is this? Based on that, what is this based off? Would this be a lore intelligence check or an occult or what?
Occult.
Yeah, that thing I'm not doing. Okay, good to know.
Let's have a... no, that's Repose's thing. I'll let Repose.
That I already did
Oh.
Yeah.
just now.
It's
If
not
you would
5
like to
successes.
join and try to do better,
Mhm.
cooperate.
Who?
If you want to roll intelligence occult to figure out what the hell's going on.
Go to 5 and a
Yourself a
call.
brain think.
I mean, that is 6.
As a trained wizard, Milan has probably been in the same room as demonic
You
codices.
vaguely
What
actually.
the fuck?
Oh, okay. All right. So in order, Milan, you vaguely remember actually, going to the heptagram and going through grimoires of the demons that are most often summoned, and you remember when Angler said there's 10 of them. You remember there's some demon that works in a set of 10. Like it's a demon that has multiple bodies. You don't remember the full details. Yeah, and you remember this because one of your assassination attempts went badly because they turned out to be one of them. It's a demon that colonizes multiple bodies at once.
I knew I didn't want to do this. That's a fucking. I met one of these. His name was. Well, he was possessing a dude called Greg, but like.
Reassuring hand on Yang's
Oh.
shoulder.
Yes.
Oh, it's
11 of
one
them.
of those.
6 of us.
This went so bad last time, though.
6.
sorry.
Yes, but now there's 5 more of you.
5 and 1 of us.
What if he
Who's
makes
the
us
name?
dance, though?
Greg?
I danced for a week.
How did you spell Greg?
Ah,
Dreg.
there was a K in there.
What?
It was. Don't ask questions, okay? Look, the point is,
Craig.
you cannot. No matter how funky fresh that beat is, you do not dance. All right?
I've never met someone named Craig, but their name started with a K, and now I really want to.
All right,
All
let's
right.
let's advance.
That's what-
Let's get a sense of the shape of the room.
I lost any and all thought of what I wanted to say based on the series of people spelling Craig.
Craig.
Yeah,
This
no,
is my
I.
fault.
Chreg.
All right, so whoever is on point to try to get an
That'll
idea. Okay, stealth roll.
Yeah, great. Now, I did turn off my light, so I'm not getting the massive
You are-
penalty for this.
You get-
You are not glowing. Yes.
Wait, you can turn off the bioluminescence?
Yes.
Bullshit.
Well, originally he didn't know that he could do it until people pointed out, "Hey, you're glowing," and he went, "What?" What do you mean I'm glowing?
What kind of mutation do you get to control?
An awesome zero mode cost one?
What kind of mutation that still technically gives you a positive benefit do you get to control?
Mutations
no
are
bones.
helpful. They have
Mutation.
their powers, their abilities.
The downside is usually, oh shit, it's somebody's mutated. The downside is that you are very obviously mutated in most
Social
cases.
death, basically.
Unless
Unless you can just hide it.
Unless you're old man and have extremely normal, not normal skin.
it's the subtlety mutation is literally right there to make so when it's not active, it's not noticeable. In Old Man's case, every single time you hit him, his skin like ripples out. It's really gross.
Or the times that he's demonstrated just pulling at a solid foot from the bone.
Yeah, that too. See, that's just because he's old though.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so that's a stealth roll.
Yes.
That's a hell of a stealth roll. Give me just one moment.
Unfortunately, the rhythm of the dance means that they hear everyone coming. Too bad. Sucks to be me. We're fighting the Lord of the Dance. We are fighting the Lord of the Dance in about 2 seconds.
Alright, that is the first sense roll that needs to be made. Let me get the pull for the second one. Yeah, no, okay. We are moving straight to the combat map so you can see what's going on. Don't place your tokens yet, because this is Angler peeking in around the side to get a look.
Because the angler's creeping.
And let me just... So, as you peer in, you see a collection of 10 people with about waist-long blackened hair tied up in mats and knots. Just stomping and twisting and doing dances that you have never seen before. It is less a dance and more contortions.
Are they moshing?
Oh yeah, there was 11 of them. I had one for initiative tracking purposes and never got rid of them. One moment. There it goes.
Is this like the oh god, what's it called? The Bacchus drunk dance kind of thing?
Yes, it is kind of throwing yourself around.
They wiggling.
Yeah. Meanwhile, up on top of the like one range band up, effectively on a pillar that has a flat top, is what appears at first to be a jade lion like you would have seen out in the realm at one of the temple buildings, until it starts to move and it is still a stone being, but moves as though it has the pliability of living flesh. It is overseeing the dance. And yeah, every once in a while, it stops and says something in a language that you do not understand, but it hurts your ears to listen to.
Ow.
A Jade Shisa? Okay.
Now, is
Okay.
that you only referring to Angler, since Angler is up scouting?
The Angler is the one who
Yeah,
is on
yes.
point. Anybody who gets any closer, let me know.
Okay, Angler is going to, because he can do this, use the wind carried words technique to whisper back to Milan everything that he sees. And messages sent with his charm cannot be overheard or intercepted by any mundane means. So unless they have some sort of magical attempts to do it, they wouldn't hear him.
And I'm gonna relate. Okay, it sounds like the Deccanthropes has already established control over the 10 bodies. They all have similar appearance, so they're all acting individually. There is also some sort of jade lion statue that's alive.
Rolls.
Yep.
Also, as a secondary note, because I did not mention, the cave ceiling in here looks like it goes up a good 20 or 30 feet, but it is dark up on the ceiling, so you can't tell what's up there without
Figurine, whatever.
without light or dark sense.
Okay, and I didn't feel anything up there with my all-encompassing earth sense, correct?
You feel tree roots with something hanging off of them.
Oh, no, it's worn off. It would have been worn off by now, because I only have it, I use it and then I stop using it, so I don't still have it. But at the time,
When you
I would have
did, you felt kind of like tree roots with something dangling off. That's a Teodosia. That is the beast of blasphemy. That is the Yosef of the first circle that is existing to spread the blasphemy of the demons as religion. You suddenly
Demon
realize...
First circle
with-
being, though.
Yes.
Yes.
You suddenly realize as you look back down in your skin with intense horror that you remember something very specific about the Theodosia. They destroy holy symbols with their presence.
Challenge
Your body
accepted.
is a holy symbol.
All of us are just repose.
Repose is tattooed in holy symbols. This thing destroys holy symbols by being next to them.
Are you in it? Are you being EMP'd, buddy?
The closer you get, this more this is going to suck for you. I'm just going to say that up front.
Challenge accepted.
It's okay. Repose runs on analog.
Who wants to go punch some demons?
Oh no, this Dumoid despises me with every fiber of its being and seeks
Before we
my
punch a
destruction. How novel.
Do we have a minute to say things before we punch a demon?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
What for?
Just I'm sorry.
Well, 4?
You know, all of it.
What?
Look, I've been thinking this probably isn't the best time, but I've been thinking maybe I'm slightly at fault here.
For this?
No, for the town.
Oh. I mean, a little.
I may have been projecting, and I maybe don't trust my brothers as much as I should. And oh my god, Repose's skin's flaking off. Right. Okay, let's go.
The conversation happening 40 yards back, and English is sitting there going like, they should have said something by now. Are they all? No, they're still there. They're just What are they doing?
Camera cuts back to the
Hey,
room,
do we
and
want
Milan
to do a tactics roll at these nerds since we now have some intel about them when they don't know we're coming?
Milan's giving Yang a hug.
I mean,
Oh, that's funny.
Hey, Darren.
Hey,
want
squad
that?
tactician, you want to tactics at these nerds so we can fucking ruin them?
Doc,
I
what's up?
definitely.
How deep does the holy symbol thing go?
It is anything blessed by a god.
Okay, all right. I was going to say, all right. Something that an old man would consider to be a holy symbol would be the fact that he never touches the ground. So, theoretically,
That's an abstract.
Okay.
Like iconography or physical objects that have been blessed, like, oh, I don't know, Repose's phylactery, maybe. Hey, you should look at that.
Reliquary.
Yeah, reliquary.
What? Wait, hold on.
Hold up, back up.
Repose's Doom?
Doom? Is Doom?
Now, if we can get a god to bless old man's lack of not touching the ground, then we'd have a problem.
Mainly just bless his feet, you know.
All right, so
It would be looking at.
y'all do a tactics and make a plan. Repose will backtrack through the cave to the point at which he first started to notice the itch, and then leave his stuff in an alcove in the cave. And that will be settled there.
As you put it down, you notice that some of the metals had begun to flake off a tiny bit from your sacred objects.
I kind of tilt my head and just be like, what kind of tactics do Obsidian
Okay.
pulls out a book and starts flipping through it. What kind of tactics do demons use?
Roll me intelligence war with a 2-die stunt.
Uh-oh. I'm definitely using the excellency on this one. Use it too. Yes. Yes. Just gotta be nice. Just gotta be good. That's 9 successes.
Sure, all right.
This is one of the war manuals that he took from the man's, by the way.
From the manse, you say? Specifically.
Not that he stored at the manse. This wasn't... It existed in... This is one of his that he brought.
No.
Oh.
If it was in the manse, then something happens here.
Oh, piss.
No. This is a good thing for you.
Oh, okay.
It explains why you got so high a success rate on this. As you're flipping through the book and you're going through it, you suddenly have a brief moment of, were there this many pages in this thing before? As you flip to the back, there is an annotated section in the back written in a very odd kind of scrawled hand, as though something is not used to writing physically. And would I actually roll for this recognition? What's linguistics, please?
Now that I can roll. Actually, what is my linguistics? My linguistics is 3. Okay. Every now and then I have to make these rolls that don't use the
Yep.
the 5 stats. I'm like, wait. No, I have to think. 3.
You suddenly realize that, wait, hang on. This was locked in a crate. No one else could touch it. And this looks like somebody writing that's never really had to write before and is not really understand. Did Onyx do this? Did Unbreakable Onyx write in your book?
Does Boat know how to write?
Okay. As you are flicking through, there is just kind of brief snippets and snatches of old memory, it looks like, more than anything else. As though Onyx had been reading the book and it had jogged memories that Onyx started to contribute to. And one of them is under a word that was likely mentioned once the occult roll started going off of Deccanthrope. Deccanthrope are known for attacking as a unified unit, using their control over their hive minds to their advantage. The demon within the Deccanthrope possesses them by replacing the tongue of the victims, and is known for launching itself out of the mouth of a demon's host into another demon as a projectile attack. With quick enough reflexes, the demon can be intercepted while outside of its host and destroyed.
So it's a body snatcher that jumps from body to body.
Yes. Killing a host does nothing as long as the demon is not inside of it, and it will escape a host body that is being destroyed.
Is there anything in here of, like, if the hosts are, for lack of a better term, recoverable?
No, they're toast.
All
They're
right.
dead body.
Once a host is a host, they are...
They have
No.
been. Their body
You
and mind
actually-
have been mutated.
This is not something that is in your war book, but the people who succeed at the occult roll know. In order to create a host body, a Deccanthrope has to hang someone from a tree and have them survive for 3 days.
Shit. Feels like something I've already done.
Well, then you got lucky. Unfortunately, your book does not have any tactics for Theodosia, as they are not usually involved in direct combat. But from the sense that you got from everybody else hearing the word, they're probably not to be fucked with in their own degree.
Yeah, so I would say to the rest of the crew, they're going to both attempt to swarm us and also watch out if any of them open their mouth.
So we have some grounds to strategize here.
I've got
As in the
lightning
mechanic
fast
where you can
reflexes,
roll
yes or no?
war
Yes,
to
strategy rolls.
set up a buff.
I don't know how to do this, but we've already established that Yang has botched an assassination attempt with one of these things in it. Is there any sort of, like... Can I make a fact about these things?
You can try introducing a fact with occult. Yes, intelligence occult.
I don't even
And
know what sort of fact would be like one that is good and can like a
Give me a moment. I'm going to read the actual manual on some of these war terms I have.
Just think about this. Well, let me make the roll first.
Mhm.
Then we'll see how much I can get away with.
Week 2, broken holly branches.
I'm gonna. Okay, so in occult is what I would roll.
Yes.
It's pretty bad.
All right. That is, you can introduce something relatively minor, like
If
as
you-
like an element of your prior encounter that went well.
The way I got away from it was screaming a different song that was as diametrically opposite to the song they were playing. Like I was basically screaming nursery rhymes to run away.
Oh no!
You could disturb the rhythm.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Newbie has an idea. Oh no!
I love it when newbie has ideas. Go on.
I only have performance mastery, don't I? Okay. Shh. Okay. Just checking this out. At that exact mention of, yeah, I sang a song different than what its rhythm was, Obsidian's gonna start singing a sea shanty.
Yeah.
Well, okay, like when we're ready
He's
to
going
fight.
to think of a sea shanty. and be ready to do
Immediately
that.
think of the best sea shanties
Yeah.
you've got.
Let's do that sad one about the girl who's always waiting for her.
Actually
sailor
singing
boy.
a song out of character, I got fucking nothing. But this is my idea.
Let's do the one where we sing about.
Read for sea shanty.
No, old sailor boy, please. It's a sad one about a widowed wife sailor who just waits on a ton
I
of tea.
have to find one that won't get a fucking takedown on it. Is the thing.
It's public domain.
Almost all sea shanties are very public domain.
But the
Darren.
individual performances
Individual
of them are not.
performances are not.
Yeah.
Fair.
So don't worry about it.
Oh yeah, just go in the pillars too. Sea shanty shows.
Public domain.
Obsidian does not actually care at all.
Mhm.
Obsidian the company, not Obsidian the person.
Sorry, I've just had this fucking phrase rolling around my head now of copyrighted sea shanty.
Copyrighted
Look,
DRM sea shanties.
I mean, I've got one off the
Mickey
top of
Mouse
my head,
himself
but
made a sea shanty, and now we can't use it.
I don't know if it's necessarily a shanty. It's more of a song to do while you're pumping the bilges. Also, I'm not there, so I can't. Damn it! God damn it! I'm still watching.
Like you're just gonna be confused, and you're gonna be like sitting there waiting for your brothers to come up, and we're gonna be like slowly singing our way towards like you're gonna do a sea shanty.
Rumbling down the hall.
I'm going to send a message to Angler that okay, we're starting to strategize. You can come back.
We're doing a move.
We have an extreme move.
Angler is not going to respond because he doesn't want to risk alerting them walking back.
All right.
But they can sense that he's not in any danger or anything via the
He's just
thing.
holding position, basically. Yeah.
He's just, yes, he's holding position because he is not risking alerting these things if they're strategizing.
He found a very good place to hide. He is not at risk.
Yes.
So if we want to then put this to numbers,
Yes.
This would be
looking at the sample modifiers, our opposition would be at like a -2 or 3 from lack of foreknowledge of what's going on.
I'd say -2 specifically.
And it looks like we'd be at a +1 to 3 from having put in the efforts to understand what we are getting into.
So what would be the main stat for this roll? Would this be charisma?
Each player makes an opposed intelligence plus wits roll.
For what? For singing?
For the strategic
For
warfare.
strategy.
Okay.
You said intelligence plus wits.
Yes, I'm afraid
War.
so. Oh no, war. God, man.
I already made that roll.
Intelligence war roll. That would, yeah, I suppose, would that count as the stratagem roll? Yeah, I
Do you
suppose
want
it would.
that to just carry through and be the role we're using to strategize?
Yeah, that was to
I was
look through the
assuming,
book
yeah.
for.
So
That's what I was assuming. That was
Yeah,
the roll.
so
I was
add some number of bonus dice to that based on the intel we've managed to gather.
Just
Care enough
add,
to slap a final number on that.
Add one more die to that from your bonuses.
Okay, so I'm all right. I will make the same roll. Okay, wait. How many bonuses am I getting to this at this point?
This is still part of your old roll. That's just one extra die.
Oh, okay.
And then
Nothing.
it attempts an opposing roll at -2 for it's going to be thinking on its feet, and
Yes.
it's more a measure of how much did it anticipate getting ambushed in this cave today.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, do I have a charm to buff?
It's got to have a plan for this, right?
No, I don't have any of the setup charms yet. I just have a lot of the commanding charms.
Okay, that's 4 successes, and you had 8?
I had 9 on the original.
9. Okay, so that's... You have a threshold of 5 against it, I think is how this works.
We can go wild with this.
Expect the Shanty Inquisition.
So there are potential stratagems, and... Okay.
The big 3-cost one that's in there in the book is
Ambush.
the ambush.
Yeah.
Ambush is ridiculous.
Where is this in the book? Because I've never actually gone into this.
Page 212.
Of which manual?
The core
Of core
book.
book.
The Solar book.
Okay. 212. I'm going to jump to chapter 4 and see what that gives me.
This is not a knock at you, newbie, but what? You didn't know some esoteric rule in the core book that's so clearly well written? How could you?
I know, right? What's
I will
poison?
relink in
250, you said, right?
the Beulah. There is a Google Doc I made of pulling the rules out of this chapter and just writing them down.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it was
depends.
250
212.
to 12. Too high. Combat. Yeah, just gonna scroll down from here. Okay, we have as our options. Here we go. Minus. All right, so modifier -1, general. Okay, yeah. Okay, personal stratagems. Here we go. Back to C. Victorious general confronts his enemies. Terrain. Yada. That's not real yet. Strategic placement. A victorious general forces the fight to occur somewhere advantageous. Not really working for this either. Demoralize. Threshold 2. Victorious general demoralizes his enemy's forces. Therefore, before the battle begins, perhaps their supply lines have been ravaged. They must fight hungry, or perhaps vengeful ghosts have been set to haunt their camps. The enemy takes a -1 penalty to all route checks and all command actions. And an ambush is victorious general tricks his enemies into a trap, joining battle when they least expect it. All attacks launched by his forces during the first round of combat are considered ambush attacks. All attacks launched by his forces in the following 3 rounds are considered surprise attacks.
Ambush attacks ignore all defenses, period, end of sentence. Surprise attacks are -2.
Yeah, let's go with ambush.
Yeah, that's what you did to Rancorous Dirge.
It's a good move.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And as far
we're
as
gonna go with ambush on that one.
suggestions for how to conduct the fight, Repose would keep a distance and delay actions. Get one of the small ones into his grasp. Because, hey, this sure is a battlefield that is like medium wide at its greatest extent.
Mm-hmm.
I sure have a move that does things at
I
medium
sure
range.
designed this combat knowing you brought a certain combat skill.
And my thought is, if we need to hit the Deccanthrope...
The Deccanthrope is the horde,
Yeah.
the Tanoji is the lion.
Yeah, the Deccanthrope, when it's jumping between bodies, well, I've got literally lightning, which moves at the speed of lightning.
Yep.
I can just wait for it to jump and then just zap it in the air.
So if you have your shanty prepared.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to send a message to Angler saying,
No, that's just what.
I've heard this song 1,000,000 times. Good.
This is just what Angler hears.
Yep.
This dancing of the Decanthrope slowly comes to a very confused stop as they just turn around and go, visibly, what? As the Theodosia tilts its head very slightly to one side, its impassive stone face seeming less angry or surprised, but more just, well, that's interesting.
Is that sea shanty?
All right, do you want me to make this performance roll?
Oh, fucking go for it. 3 dice done.
Gotta give him a bonus.
I was actually gonna say like the same way. I want to do anything.
Yeah, no. Anybody else who wants to try doing performances right now is a 3 dice done each.
Oh, manipulation
I'm
performance or
gonna
just performance?
dig as far into the ground as he possibly can, as he does not know what's going on at all.
This would be probably either manipulation or charisma performance.
I'm gonna throw raw charisma.
All right.
It's a call and response song, so we're gonna need a call and response.
All right, this is with 2
I make
successes.
this a 7 with the willpower.
I'll do that as well. So this is a that is also a 7 with willpower from Obsidian.
How big? Hold on, before you explain this, how big is this opening here? That at the bottom, is this all opening towards where we are?
Yeah. Aside from the 2 little bits of rock wall, yeah, this is all opening. Each of these is a range band.
If they're coming from if the sound's coming from a certain section of it, Angler's gonna try to be as far away from that as possible. So if it's coming from over here, he will be over here, so they do not see him.
Yeah, so
contributing with a lack of perform, but bringing in Dex instead of charisma to just be giving the stone around us a good firm hit at every
You're
step
the
of the way.
instruments. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
You're
the
percussion.
We got percussion.
Okay.
We got percussion.
Is Obsidian the caller or the responder?
I'm the caller.
Okay, so Milan is responding.
I would be leading the shanty.
away.
Yes.
Is there any way I can't aim if I'm not using range attack? Never mind.
Revolution, way away.
Yeah, in this case, it actually genuinely sounds like it's coming from everywhere at once. As you are all singing at the top of your volume as Repose is hammering the earth almost enough to feel it just tremor through the stone beneath everyone's feet. As the Decadropes are literally just stopped and staring they have stopped completely to stare. And the Theodosia looks down, skimming across the looks of you, fixating its eyes on Brother Repose and speaking in Old Tongue. To what do I owe this unexpected pleasure?
We're gonna wrestle.
I think Propose would be the only person that would understand.
Only person
him.
who understands what it's saying.
Yes.
Oh yeah, easily.
Closing time. That is the only response.
Ah, straight to business then. I see. I will waste no words upon you. Your companions, on the other hand, now join battle.
Join battles, less garbage. Hell yeah.
Nice.
It's just your It's just your willpower plus something, right?
Wits awareness
wits
is
plus
the base
awareness.
join battle.
Oh,
All
wait.
right.
Oh wait, my join battle is still garbage. Yes. It's all the things that are less garbage. Anyway.
Fight is happening. Okay, hold up.
Where is the doom? You are the doom.
I have a 6.
Point me at the doom.
Just because
Ooh.
I'm curious on this one, you don't get any bonuses for being hidden on join battle, correct?
You get to... If this was not already an ambush,
You would be getting
you would
an
have the
ambush.
fire.
I hid the initiative order by accident. How do you pull that out again?
It's the clock.
The clock?
On the left-hand
The
side.
clock is invisible to us. Only Darren controls making the clock
Lame.
appear.
Oh, there it is. It is back. Hello. Yeah, I was pulling it over to the right side, which is usually where I
And
keep it in.
once again, every one that a Doomoid rolls against me as a bonus die for me.
This is a battle group.
So you double 10s on initiative, right?
Yes.
All right. Wow. Obsidian coming in with the big 8 for once. Holy shit.
Yeah, old man with a 10. That's
Yep.
the fastest old man's ever been by far.
Same.
Okay.
Sea shanties about people losing their long lost loves are the best sea shanties.
Decanthropes are acting at a flat initiative of 5. They did not roll a 1. The Theodosia is...
I want true love.
I always love putting in Obsidian's health total.
Acting on
obscene.
On a 4. Oh boy, this is not going to go good for you guys. Decanthropes are at 6, Theodosia is at 4.
Yeah, I was about to say, the Decanthropes are with me.
And Yang is
7.
7.
Operating at
Oh,
7.
oops.
I
There you
put that in. All right. As is not surprising at this point, Repose goes first.
Just
Doom.
gotta note the old where is Doom expense down, which came out of peripheral. And I may as well draw attention to and raise the question, because it's definitely an ambiguity that has struck me at the start of each fight. So, is the essence that you spent on your joined battle, absent and thus able to be recovered with 5 motes in on your first turn, or?
I feel like that's shenanigans. I feel like they're gone, but it doesn't regenerate at the top of the turn. Because otherwise you would just
that joining is part of the first turn, and so those expenses are already, if you were maxed
otherwise
out, you were maxed out.
you would always blow your excellency on it because there's no reason not to.
Yeah.
I could listen to fucking Pillars of Eternity 2 sheet shanties forever. I have.
Yeah, you have.
So, yeah, on the, as it was starting to say, I will waste no words on Repose, doesn't waste breath on this thing. He is already just sweeped over to the nearest one of these
Fighting.
and just punched it in the mouth.
All right. This is a battle group, so its defense value is 1 second. 2 right now. Oh wait, no, it doesn't matter because this is an ambush.
It's nothing because this is an ambush, and I am
Yeah.
going to immediately go in for a decisive to plant paralyzing combustion into one of these. Let's just go ahead and set this up. There's no reason not to be doing the move.
All right.
So that is another 5 modes to be spent. Get me up to the glowing. Mark off a willpower.
I will be honest. I was not paying attention because I got very distracted watching some clips from Yan Can Cook.
From
You
what?
can't blame me.
Okay.
No,
are you confused by the sea shanty?
No, I remember why that's happening.
Okay.
Yeah, so anything is good to land the hit, and the bonus successes don't matter yet, because we're just doing decisives.
Mm-hmm.
And since I don't want this to burn down completely right away, I'm not even going to enhance this into aggravated. This will just be bashing. This is just, he's gonna crunch into this thing's jaw and go deep enough that the sunfire is hopefully getting planted near the beetle.
Mm-hmm.
This home is about to get quite spicy that this thing is dwelling in. So... Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
wow,
going to a
that's-
battle group, but yeah. Yeah.
Wow, it's a big hit.
Hold on, let me look up what. There's something
One of
additional
these
that
days we're-
decisive damage
Battle-
does to battle groups.
They take more per threshold of extra successes, I think. I need to scroll to
Do they
We're
have no
gonna-
choke, or do you
Fighting
just
with
ignore choke?
We're gonna get into a fight again with someone that is not a Doomoid,
Yeah,
and then all
someday.
of a sudden Repose will be
You
back
keep,
on like
you
level
keep
of
hitting the
everyone else.
Doomoid plot points. I don't know what to tell you.
Deal 1 automatic damage per 4 damage dice rolled, rounded up.
Look, it's
So,
like there's someone
for-
in this call who has Doom Sense.
That's 17 damage. Holy.
Wait, these things didn't have any soak?
They have 2 soak.
Okay, so since it's a
They
battle
would
group, all
normally
right, we
have
need to.
defenses, yes,
Ambush.
but we ambushed. They have
All
no
right.
defenses for the first turn.
All right, so let's start this to have
Right.
it make more sense. Repose has already sweeped up to this thing and gives it a good firm whack, sending it flying at the next one and just kind of pinballing them around. And sparks are flying from each of these impacts. And somewhere in all of this, at least one burn manages to get started.
Yeah, you just kind of have clumped them all up together rather than being spread out as they are bouncing around. And I don't know if the status effects show on your end. Like, does that little fire icon show?
Yes.
Okay. That one is on fire. And I think technically the battle group itself is on fire,
It's-
but this one
the unit
in narrative
suffers
is on
it, but
fire.
narratively, that's the one that's ready to detonate.
Yeah.
My brain imagine it says Repose does up and they're like fucking Raging Demons up and just does the geese like counter move.
Yep.
Tosses the body over.
As the bodies go flying, Repose can actually hear there's like a comment in old film. Well done.
And we all hang on behind.
And that was a
And
decisive, so I believe.
reset to well, all right. Because I have landed a decisive thing on a creature of darkness, I can immediately throw up the stance,
Mm-hmm.
and that will improve my reset to 4. And I will proceed to do my bookkeeping. Spend another 8 doing this to just immediately go shy of bonfire on turn 1, act 1, because this is how Repose works. Doom is present. No, I disagree.
17 damage. Yeah, 5 of them just fall over.
Huh. Fun.
Multi-ball.
They have collapsed the size category, but they automatically succeeded at routing because most of them don't have a brain.
They are fearless.
Old man.
I may as well go for the same sort of affair. All of them except for one got punched into a single blob. So
Time for old man.
Time to do a clap.
inhale.
inhale. Oh, do you
Yeah,
think
to
breathing is
breathe.
a thing that I have to do the clap?
You have to breathe to do anything.
I
We
mean,
went over
you have to breathe to do some things, but not literally everything. Remember, he was doing things before having breathing properly.
I see.
All right, well, hey, I
Conversation
guess-
is actually happening because we are still singing in the back there.
Yeah, all right. Well, let's go ahead and go.
The
for
impacts
full
kept to the beat of the
montage.
shanty as the as the
Yes,
matches were ricocheting around.
Absolutely.
Let's see if we can get the full 15 successes in one turn. It is possible, if difficult. Whew, okay, 6 is pretty good for the first, moat channeling going on. All right. I can get 5 right now without having to spend anything. Give me, and I may as well. I have in the past 4 sessions talked about making more elixir, and have not used it yet.
Yes.
So I'll go ahead and do that. Which is also up. Yep. Okay, here we go.
All right, there goes old
6
man.
plus.
Old man's popping off.
Okay, actually, I'm gonna go and spend my one last free success without using the free 5 ones to reach up to 15, all in one go. Cause that's 6 plus 8 plus
Is
1.
is it mechanically that the elixir lets you charge modes twice a turn?
What it ends up letting you do is that it lets you, in addition to doing the regular modes thing, I can do one that's stamina plus
Yes.
stamina plus occult as well. Basically, but then I have to go remake a new set of elixir and everything. All
It's
right,
got that good juice.
it's very good juice. Okay,
It's that night water.
I have. He
Take
only
a
drinks
sip of
night
that
water.
old
Humanity
happy.
restored.
Listen, I'm just going to throw this out here. If the only thing you consume is, water off like leaves of grass in the morning, all further water during the day is night water. Even during, the later parts of the day. I will admit a fondness for some night water. I never remember exactly how Thunderwolf Howl works exactly. Okay, here we go. Stamina plus resistance at a difficulty of 5. Battle groups suffer a penalty of their size, which is only 1 now, I'm willing to bet. Yeah. Characters that fail suffer a decisive damage of essence bashing, ignoring harness, and then divides by initiative evenly amongst the rest, rounding up. So that means that if they fail, they will be taking. I will have to roll my initiative, and then they'll take what they got out of that.
Oh.
Mhm.
+2.
Sea shanty o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so actually in this particular case, Old Man, according to the sea shanty tune that's been going on, in the middle of a swell right before, and like that kind of thing, he does the clap right before it, and well,
Bang!
it's on beat. Yeah. Yes, they have to roll resistance.
Stamina resistance, which they got 5 on.
All right, so they did the with penalty.
Yes.
Okay, so they reached 5.
Yes.
Does that mean that they succeed?
I think defense gets the advantage in this
Yeah,
system.
you succeed on a thing if you match its difficulty.
Dang. Hold up. Sorcerer's higher of essence or intelligence, so yeah, it would be 5. Ah, rude. Well, they still take 2.
They take 2 bashing, so they stagger backwards a little bit, but are still a little more concerned with the fact that they are beginning to burst into flames.
And
As you should.
oh wait. No, they don't take the 2. Sorry.
Yeah.
That happens only if they fail. All right. The good news though is I don't reset to initiative.
Yep. Obsidian.
You. The shanty stops for a brief moment as Obsidian raises his sword and points it at the
lion or the horde.
The lion. Pointing at the lion. Saying that only a coward hides behind his men. But it does not seem like you will have men for much longer, as I am hitting him with the unbearable taunt moth to the flame combo. Come fight me.
Who says
Get
I'm
off.
Who
What?
says I'm hiding? It says back in perfect river speak.
Anyway. Myself here. That is a persuasion roll. No, that's the wrong move. Hold up. Unbearable Thought. Hello, there you are. Rolls to inspire a single character to anger. God, this never actually says what that is to roll.
It's an instill action, so it's a charisma presence
Yeah,
roll.
just
probably.
any social attack. Charisma at him.
Versus its resolve.
with 2 auto successes. Yes. Fight that 10.
Yeah, no, that's happening. It's not showing an overt anger sign, but it is extremely fixated on you.
All right. Going to spend all the things that I need to spend for that. That is also my whole. That is that's
That
a
is your
simple
turn.
action. Yeah.
Yang.
I'm just gonna do a withering attack on just the group.
All right.
Well, yeah, just the group.
Fuck.
Fuck. Where did I leave the combat document? I've been trying to find that for the last minute. Oh, there it is.
Your
Wait.
withering attack should be on your character sheet.
Oh, it is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It should be all the way down at the bottom of the overview page.
9? Okay.
Really? Just
like-
9?
Well, I mean, it's archery plus something else. Archery plus perception.
No.
It should be your dexterity plus archery plus whatever your weapon's base accuracy is.
I must not have written this down.
The problem
Again.
with archery is that the accuracy
Accuracy
of ranged
varies by
weapons depends on
range.
Accuracy depends on your range.
Yeah,
You were
I
looking
have
at
9 close, 13. Well, that's damage. And
okay, so that's you're looking at its close range variant, which I don't think is still right for a crossbow. Hang on, let me double check. Because this is going to be at medium range. Well, actually, let me just double check the map. Yeah, it's going to be at medium range at this point to shoot one. So I need to look at the artifact accuracy for. Okay, it's a +3. So you are shooting with 13 dice.
okay. That's pretty
And
good.
if you're still on ambush, there is no defense to consider. Sure, okay. That's 6 successes, and that means you add 6 to your withering damage roll,
Which is 9.
that is 9 weapon damage and the 4 from your cross.
Wait, no,
hang
withering
on.
damage 13 and 4.
Yep.
So do I just roll 13 or what?
You add 6 because it went over their non-existent defense by 6 points.
So roll 19d10.
Yes.
And since this is a group you're shooting at, you get 1 initiative for having hit them, but you don't get the damage dealt in additional initiative.
All right. All right, 5.
All right, you are able to swiftly enough fire a crossbow at the angle you're at. Just kind of grabbed your token on accident.
I'm just firing into a crowd basically while I'm trying to concentrate, not dropping the line.
You're able to fire straight through all 3 of these. You had shot 3 in a row. And you are able very briefly to see the demon escape from one of them, very desperately scuttle into the mouth of this one right here. It is a long strip of green flesh that had replaced the tongue of one of them that saw the bolt coming and spat itself out at top speed.
Nope. Nope.
I'm grinning at it and just singing even louder now.
And this
This
is
is
how we
gonna
can
end
be
well.
sure that demons are wrong. Just look at them. Just fucking look at them.
Pathetic
It's
bastard.
weird.
Yeah, it's like a forearm-sized, long green warty tongue.
Hey, Ma.
Except it scuttles like a centipede.
It's a weird demon out
The
here.
power of sea shanties compel you.
All right, Vanif Milan and wait, hang on, where'd they go? Oh, I deleted the one that had their initiative tracker. So this is
Rip.
Angler, Milan, and them at the same time.
Yeah, give the on fire one the initiative. Narratively, that has to be the last one standing. The one that has
Angler
the
is
status
going
effect.
to quietly just keep stalking up the side of the cave to try to get as close to whatever its name is by still being hidden. So he's just trying to go straight up, like as far as he can.
Okay, that is another dex stealth move to maintain your stealth while moving.
I'm gonna use, yep, I'm gonna use willpower on that and move to 2.
Boy, am I glad that that wasn't a 4-dice botch. And by glad I mean sad. But so yeah, you can move up 1 ranged band. So just whoop. And Vineet Milan, as you are planning your action, the 2 remaining host bodies look up and just start stomping the ground rhythmically, trying to enforce their dance routine rhythm over the sea shanty as hard as they can.
Oh, I
And
know
then
I know what I'm doing.
You
Go ahead.
hear something swaying above you.
Yeah.
And as the light from Repose's fire starts to go upward, the shadows of the roots above you are now clearer. They are covered in hanging bodies, and the ropes are beginning to snap.
Yay!
Oh, there's even more.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Well, now,
I should have made rail grenades.
I know exactly what I need to do. You see, there's a thing about this kind of demon. It has to maintain some sort of cohesiveness through its bodies. And one thing it does is it never cuts the hair. It can't bring itself to cut the hair of its
That's
host
fucking
bodies.
smart.
Disrupt the sympathetic connections.
I'm going to throw my chakram at the hair.
All right, that's a withering attack with a 1-die stunt, I'm going to say.
Damn, that's super smart.
At the one that it just jumped into.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, that is short or medium range?
That one in particular is medium range.
Okay. Four successes.
All right, so that is
still
3
with,
threshold.
but still no defense.
Yep.
Right. I'm rereading through determining withering damage. All right.
Do I have to spend a round to reload my crossbow? I forgot. It's been so long with this.
You flurry a reload action, and the way that your artifact bonus works is that if you have something's true name, you don't need to spend an action to reload. It does it automatically. That's your current artifact benefit.
Oh, that's volume up. I apologize.
Oh, you're all good.
Where the hell did I put? All right, there's my weapon. All right, withering damage is 12.
All right.
And you said I have 3 thresholds, so that adds 3 to the 12?
Yeah, so that would be a 15 total.
Okay, I just want to make sure I had that right.
And what's so
that is 2 soak. They are literally just dressed in rags and whatever. Well, this is very clearly where the people who have gone missing from the road have gone. They were kidnapped and hung from the roots as
we're still in ambush, so that negates their soak.
Does that?
Oh, they just don't have any, do they?
Does ambush? I feel like ambush only ignores defense, not soak.
Is it okay? So it's just defense.
Is there a difference?
Defense
is evade.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so -2 for the.
So yeah, you're at 4. You're
14 dice.
Yeah.
7 successes.
All right. As 5 bodies drop down, you are able to slice the hair off of the body and kind of dig into the neck to make the demon stick itself out of the body desperately, out of irritation, trying to scuttle out and escape as the body is starting to keel over. And with its action, the swarm moves forward as one, as the burning is beginning to overtake more and more of them as it is hopping over across the rest of the group that just hit the ground. Let me represent that. Wrong one.
Go ahead.
And you, as the Decanthrop uses the Cutting Projection Massacre. Or
Oh,
was
no.
it no? The knife-like body projection. That's the one. So, but targeting a victim but is between its current host and another, the Decanthrope lances through the air. When made as a withering attack, this is basically a special attack that lets it pinball the thing. So, what is your current defense? Is it still 5?
My defense is... Defense being evasion or...
Evasion or parry, your
Okay.
choice of.
Okay, my thing's gotten weird. My parry 0. I need to fix something. My evasion is 4, but I can spend motes. Yeah, let's spend motes.
All right.
Okay, so yeah, I'm going to go up to evasion 6.
Okay. Evasion 6. So they are rolling at... Oh. Trying to hit 6. And no. The Decanthrope launches itself with a heavy spit out of the host body towards you as you desperately dodge over your shoulder as another catches it with its mouth. And this keeps going back and forth a couple of times in a row, until all of a sudden there is a gray blur out from the side as Moat leaps through the air towards the beast in the air.
Yeah! Get him! Good cat!
And let me just grab Moat's combat pool out of my notes.
The christening murder of the cat moat.
Good cat.
What a good cat.
Hey, as a note, by the way, Decanthrope is roughly the size of an abnormally large human tongue. Remember how the cat's only held back by the fact that it only is good at thinking things that are smaller than it?
Ah, you are tiny.
Ah, small Doomoid! Finally!
Doom is
My
burning.
time!
It's the size of a small snake.
Mm-hmm. And Moat is able to cling onto it with a grapple. He leaps into the air, grabs it, and pins it down to the ground atop of it.
Good cat.
And Moat, I'm going to roll in a retroactive join battle. Where are your tokens, Moat?
Good cat.
I'm gonna reinstall Deadfire.
And add turn. Moat spends the grapple to the initiative to roll the gambit. And that's extremely successful. Moat now has its fangs on the back of the thing's... Well, that might be a neck.
Something.
Is it all neck or is it all tail?
I guess the cat parliament decided vermins are Doomoids.
It is all tongue. What's the matter, cat? Got your tongue?
Not in my head.
Nope. Bully Milan later.
Alright, that is 4 evade to dodge everyone throwing stuff at me.
Theodosia gracefully leaps down from the pillar. At this point, several things happen at once. One, I need to actually have remembered to roll, hey, I need to roll aggravated damage on the horde. Okay, one of them just kind of... boom. Theodosia, meanwhile, this is an opposed roll of stamina integrity from repose against the Theodosia, to not have your tattoos literally flay themselves off of your body in its presence.
As an aside, is that passive or he's doing that purposefully?
That is a passive attack. Like, this is literally, this happens when it exists. It is a passive mode drain that it cannot not do.
Stamina integrity, you say? Alright, let me slide back over to remind that... Integrity Excellency is successes.
For the chat, just to clear that up. I bring that up because until one of us falls, or it resists my taunt, it is not allowed to attack anybody but me.
Mm-hmm.
So
is
let's
not-
full excellence on that.
Or is that only one turn?
I think it is the whole combat until it spends willpower to resist.
Yes, it needs to spend something or make a roll to resist, and if not, then we fight until we fall.
5.
All right, that is a tie. You literally begin your tattoos. You feel them begin to crack open and bleed, but they are not destroying themselves yet. You are, however, now at a -2 wound penalty from oh my god, ow.
Noted.
You don't have physical damage, but you are in extreme pain.
We should take care of that.
Working on it.
The Teodosia,
Blow the old man down.
meanwhile, looks over to Obsidian
Sir?
and is very kind of almost with the same regard that Moat has for the demon underneath his claws, is regarding you with this sort of detached hunter's look of, what do I do with you? What is my option? Ah, well. And opens its mouth and pain comes out. You're certain that it is a word of some form in presumably Malfian. And everyone else is not in the direct line of this noise coming to your direction, so they only kind of hear a muffled sideways version of it. You are getting a full earload of whatever that word is, and your ears, even before you can clap your hands to them, have begun to bleed.
Honk.
I'm gonna guess I can't parry this.
You can actually... this is dodgeable, but not parryable.
Well, what's my dodge?
I'm sure it's great.
Do I have the dodge charm? This is
It's probably
actually a
gonna be hard to sing
legitimate...
sea shanties if you're deaf.
Though. I do actually have the dodge charm. Holy crap.
Your eardrum's gonna dodge it.
Enough moats and dodge to be able to use it.
I do not, because you need to. Wait, no, I have 3. Okay, yeah, I can get a 1. Wait, where the fuck is dodge on the sheet?
It's under your evasion next to parry. Evasion. It's marked as evasion. Your evasion is 2 because of your dexterity plus dodge divided by 2 minus 1.
Yeah, that feels right. Fuck it, let's make that 3. Who knows? Maybe he rolls bad. No.
You are literally brought to your knees and deafened.
Hey, y'all. Well, Obsidian's had a good one.
Well, actually, hang on. That was the accuracy roll. I haven't rolled the damage roll yet, so...
Even worse, probably.
So that's 3 on top.
Well, if it's just trying to do... So is this a withering attack?
This is a withering attack with a special tag on it.
Yeah, so you got your soak and all that.
Oh, yeah. What is the soak on?
13.
Do you want to buff? Do you have abilities to buff that?
So... What am I staring at right now? Can I know that, or is that an unknowable thing?
What do you mean, what are you staring at?
Like a dice pool.
This is a 13 die pool coming in, so you have actually enough soak to make this a 1 die. This does not penetrate.
And
soak.
you can't make it less than 1, right?
Yeah, that would be
Yeah,
its
then
overwhelm.
there's no point in me spending the double stamina for impervious skin.
All right, so never mind on the deafness and the damage. You are, however, very much staggered and like just clutching your ears. It's just like, ow, fuck, ow, fuck.
Really? Only 1 overwhelm on that? Interesting.
I think it has the one overwhelm is sort of a downside too. You can't parry this.
You can't parry it, and it will shut you off if it hits you at all.
It's got a lot
It's
of
an
riders
unblockable
on it.
ranged attack. 1 overwhelm is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got some riders on it. Okay.
All right. Round resets. Vanif.
Obsidian. Wait. No, that'll be on my turn.
All right. So how are the bodies looking now that Moat has a handle on the demon?
Kind of detached and confused.
Cool. I'm going to use Wind Dragon Speed to let me flurry a disengage with an attack with no penalties.
All right.
I want to vault over one of the bodies to go and attack the Theodosia.
All right. As this is a new round, it actually can apply its defenses, even with a -2 to it.
A 2 for the disengage, and disengage is Dex dodge versus their Dex athletics.
All right.
All right. I got 2 successes to disengage.
Okay. So 2 successes to disengage is enough, I believe. Especially with these things currently in the state they're in.
Yeah. So I'm just going to vault over this one.
All right, just...
And fire a withering attack at the Theodosia.
All right. Its dodge is currently 3 with the malice on it.
Okay.
Why are you not loading into the soundtrack?
What's up?
Wait, what malice on it?
The ambush. Part of the reason ambush is particularly nuts is even after the ambush first turn where it has no defenses, there's 3 more turns where it has -2 to its defenses.
What?
Yeah, the last time you used ambush, I decided it was a little strong, but I'm not stopping it this time. Like, I might have to go back and raise the threshold to let you do that because it's a little.
That's fair. This feels like a bit much.
You have
that
You
immediately
did also get
activates
a
a lot of people's
5
moves.
threshold on the strategy, though.
yeah. Like, I would have let it go with a
Ambush,
5
as
threshold.
that is worth more than a 3. It's probably deserves to be a 5.
You would have gotten it this time, but also no, really, ambush turned this from a fight that was going to be flashy with repose to you just shut it off.
Yes, that's a hit.
Okay, so for whatever reason, none of the attempts I am doing to load any of the Black Flag shanties into VLC are working. So
I was wondering why we got nothing but Deadfire.
yeah, no, I've been trying to find anything that it will accept, but it won't. So I'm just gonna fucking, for the sake of not having the shanty repeat a 3rd or 4th time.
Oh,
Go
what
back.
do we do with the drunken sailor? What do we do with the drunken sailor? What do we
Switch
do
to
with
other
the
fighting
drunken?
music. It's fine.
Put him in the bilge and make him drink it.
Yeah, the aesthetic was created.
So
We will remind
bed
that
with
the
the captain
singing
stop.
does continue until morale improves.
Shave his
So-
belly with a rusty razor.
okay, so that
Early in the
is
morning.
that is 9 withering damage.
That is to hit.
Oh, that is to hit. So that is, it had a defensive 3, so you have 4 threshold successes.
All right. And what's the soak?
Soak, one moment. Its soak is 8.
Whew, boy.
All right. You are able to catch it off guard as it is roaring at Obsidian by having the chakram literally bounce into its mouth, slice the back of its cheek, and then bounce out.
And do 10s double on
Withering, yes.
Okay. Ooh, and I even crashed it.
Yeah, you crashed it, so you get your bonus. And then Old Man.
I will be completely honest. Again, watching Martin Yan just like go to fucking town on some noodles.
That's fine. That's reasonable. That's
Old
good.
man is thinking
Every
about
now-
noodles.
Old man not
Every
paying
now and
attention
again-
is pretty on brand.
Old man has not had noodles in about
I could
80
fuck up some
years.
nudes. Why would I do that?
In about 80 years. Phrasing intentional. He's going to look at the entire situation going on here and think, well, everything's gone a bit sideways. I couldn't really do that again economically, I think. Didn't work out the first time, and, well, why don't I just give it a kick? He's just gonna go ahead and tip, 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 tip. Alright, so... Battles group. Battle groups are weird without... They don't lose initiative, right?
They do not
lose
lose
initiative.
initiative, nor do they grant initiative.
Well, they grant one initiative.
They grant one for hitting it, but you are attacking their magnitude to lower their size.
Right.
They have basically a layered health bar.
Mm-hmm. Well... I think that means that I want to do a chopping attack. Because that's the one that raises raw damage if it hits properly, if I'm right.
And because of their low natural defenses and the fact that ambush is nuts, they still have 0 DV.
Alright. I give you just 1 second to double check to see what a chopping attack does. It has been some time since I've last done an attack with my feet.
It has been 20 years since Old Man raised his foot in anger.
Yeah, raises the raw damage by 3, lowers my defense and initiative by 1. Okay. Alright, yeah. So Old Man's going to just, like, slowly walk up to, gonna go ahead and activate his Blood Dragon Claws, spend 3 willpower. Not 3 willpower, 3 motes. To, go ahead and shift one of his Geta from being, just a good long standard rectangular bit to a full-on like chopping blade that curves out forward and it's all gnarled and stuff still, but is distinctly very sharp, as wood is the sharpest of all materials.
Of course. Yes. Attack with a 1 die stun.
Yes. And goes ahead and brings it down a very decisive blow. Onto this flaming one, I guess? This one's on fire.
This is one of the ones that is covered in golden fire, yes.
Okay. I need to raise my dexterity, I think. It's been a long time. But I do have 5 brawl now, so that's nice. Old Man got pretty good at, he started practicing his fighting arts after spending about, let's say, having not really fought for the last, like, also 50 years. Because he was very, very old.
Mm.
By the way, I'm wasting time while I bring up my character sheet that I did not have open this entire time.
Wasting time while you're watching more noodles.
Mm-hmm. Thinking about more nudes.
They're very good.
They're very good nudes. Okay, so
yes.
I regret
2
nothing.
hit is only 13 still. There it is. Yeah, okay, so 6 excess successes because of that. Should be... raises the raw damage. Alright, so that means that I have... Withering damage on this is 11 by default, plus 3 because of chopping, then plus 6 for excess. Then they have 2 soak, you said?
Yes.
So that's 18 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, let's roll that. What's-chow! Think.
You decapitate the Decanthrop in front of you, take an elegant step forward, spin with your other foot, decapitate that one, take another step forward, and chop the legs off that one.
Mm-hmm. 3 steps. They were all very awkward, actually, because they are all on 1 foot. And that's, it's okay. Normally, that would look really, really cool, but Old Man is not elegant when he does that.
Strange
It was
hopping,
impressive
Grandpa.
Yeah. Knockout in 3 steps, exactly. We got there. Sink, sink, sink. All right.
By
and I
doing
guess
that, you
does
did
DB.
remove their initiative again.
At this point, I don't think it's going to survive till its next turn.
You hate to see it.
All right.
I was gonna
so
use that fuel.
that means
Well,
that I did.
hang on. I will put the timer back on just in case they do.
So that means if they do grant 1 back, that means that my 1 that I
Yes,
spent does come back, so it's 10. Still a 10. Good to know.
Mm-hmm. Yang.
I don't know what I do in this fight. I can't heal people in combat.
You have two.
Nope.
You have technically 3 targets. One is the host bodies, including the ones above you. One is the wriggling demon moat has pinned, and one is the jade lion that is really.
I have a stupid question.
Go ahead. I love stupid questions.
So you said my... I'm sorry about this. I'm really sorry where I'm going to take this. You said my artifact does a quick reload if I know the target's true name.
Yes.
Hey, Craig, is that you?
No response.
I'm going to write Craig on a crossbow bolt and shoot him.
All right. Go ahead and
The
try.
camera at no point looks at what the spelling of this name is. Confirmation bias strikes again. Not it.
It's a good effort.
Yeah. You in fear of shooting. Were you shooting the lion or were you shooting the tongue? Just
Which is funnier?
well, one of them. One of you could have one you could explain by pulling your shot by not wanting to hit mode.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna fuck this up because I don't want to hit the cat.
Yeah, so you just kind of aim a little wide, trying to avoid the cat.
Don't hit the cat! Don't hit the cat! Don't hit the cat! Fuck! Then wait.
And then you look at your crossbow expectantly. He's like, "All right, are you gonna reload?" And no.
Okay, that actually makes me feel better. It's not that one.
All right,
That's
Obsidian.
How do range bands work when we're in a quadrant?
The next quadrant next to you is 1 range band away. Is basically
Is
We're
this
treating
one?
these as a square grid for now, sort of. I guess.
yes. That's basically how it works. Is each of these lines is the demarcation between 1 range band. Range bands aggressively don't like being visually mapped. Is the problem?
Yeah, you hate to see it. Before I make an attack, I want to roll stamina resistance to fight through the pain and keep the song going, since I am the lead of the song.
All right.
That's fucking metal.
Keys.
That's metal.
By the way, if that deafness had hit, the benefits from the song going would have stopped, and you would have lost the ambush benefit.
I'm gonna spend 1 willpower on that.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you are able to keep the song going, if a little shakily and slightly off tune, but honestly, that helps if anything.
For the sea shanty, you bet it.
Mhm.
That's a free action, right?
Like any
Yeah,
sailor.
I'm not
actually
taking anything in your turn for that. That is
Alright.
narrative.
And with that, I am just making a simple withering strike on the. Wait, you said they don't give much.
They
in the
don't.
way.
Yeah, no. If you want an initiative battery, you can hit the demon Modus trying to eat.
Could
But I'll
Or
say,
you could focus on
just
getting
help
rid
finish
of
bludgeoning them down. We do want them out of the way.
yes. Yeah.
Remember, they are reinforcing from the pile of dead bodies hanging from the root system above you. So you might want to just keep clearing them.
Mm-hmm. Where's that charm? Show me melee. How much hardness do they have?
None.
Yeah, never mind. This should be a raw fucking
Golf swing, yeah.
yeah.
Go for a chopping on withering. I mean, it does still take out tons of them. You know,
Wait, does withering work for taking them out?
for magnitude, yeah.
On battle groups, yes.
Oh, okay. Fuck that. Yeah.
Yeah, for battle groups, they just kind of have a health bar that all attacks work on.
Obsidian.
Oh, okay.
Obsidian, me and you are a good comedy duo, but we are also the two who use chopping attacks, which do rule.
Yeah. Wait, what does chopping do again?
-1. You spend 1 defense for this round and 1 initiative. In exchange, you increase the raw damage of your attack by 3.
Yeah.
Makes it so that if you don't get tremendous number of raw successes on it or anything,
All right.
you know.
So then instead, what's going to happen is Obsidian is going to walk up to this meat man. It's not really a meat man, but it is a man made of meat. And
When
he
you get
takes a
down to
stance.
it, almost everyone is a meat man.
And you expect him, because you've been seeing him take this stance, that this is going to be Burning Fury. But he takes a different stance. And raises his sword up above his head and brings it down in a chopping motion. And you see this happen, but almost instantaneously, as the sword is about to connect with the head, it is instead coming up. Crimson Fang Bite.
All right.
Now, Withering Attack is just the 10, yeah. 10 D10 greater than 7S. And that, I'm going to assume, is a hit.
Yes.
Okay.
5
So-
threshold successes.
Oh, raw damage only really works for if they're... No, yeah, that's raw damage. Yeah. Okay, so the mechanics of this move. I can add the higher of essence or strength to the raw damage of a weathering attack.
Yeah, all right. Just add 5. Fuck it. So that's a total of adding 8 because of chopping, and then another 5 for your threshold successes.
Oh,
Yeah, they still have 0 defense, so
Yeah.
you're doing Mondo damage right here.
That's right, boys.
9.
so that,
Yeah. You are able to wipe out all 3 of them.
just the shockwave out from the attack.
Boom, boom.
The sonic boom of the swords. Like, you almost see the sword hit itself, is how fast the swing goes.
Nice.
All right. Angler.
Finally, because he's gotten in position, Angler is going to make a rush and he is going to grapple this Jade Lion to the ground.
All right.
He's just going straight for the head, and he's doing his level best to keep that jaw closed while he's grappling it and trying to shove his head into the dirt.
All right. Its current defense value is 2.
Okay, what's up, newbie?
Sorry, as an aside mechanically, you don't get all the withering, but I seem to remember you saying you get 1 withering.
You
You
get
get
1.
1 initiative from hitting
Yes, okay.
a battle group.
Okay, first I have to see if I even hit the damn thing. I hit, and then I need to see if I deal at least 2 damage with what my roll is for the gambit. I do an... Okay, so the gambit succeeded, barely. So I have at least grappled, and now I do an
Now
opposed
control
grapple
roll.
check. Yes.
Strong at it.
Oh, shit.
So, on this one, they make an opposed strength plus brawl roll. I'm using motes on this one to boost this up, because I absolutely positively have to make this work. And as I said, shoving in the dirt, and I'm immediately saying what I'm going to do if I get control. He's just trying to make sure that this thing doesn't do anything on its next turn. He is not letting it get anything off.
You're clamping the mouth close.
Yes, the crocodile's mouth is not getting open.
Mm-hmm. Oops.
Cat.
Yep. So, let me look at what actually it can do in a grapple aside from try to fight back.
Oh, I forgot. As I made the successful gambit against it, I entered centipede form.
All right.
So I'm going to alter that. I went up by 5, and I go back down by 3. So that's going to be okay.
Yeah, so your goal there would be restrain or drag.
Yeah, I'm just going for restraint. I get to
for two
reroll the 10,
control.
or the excuse me, I get to reroll the 1 because I'm in centipede form. Okay, so my actual successes is 8.
All right. So the Tedoja is grappled and held pretty firmly with its mouth shut, reeling on the back foot. The other demon is currently being pinned down by a house cat. Stops and thinks, and then just simply lies down. It doesn't do anything.
We have a surrender.
Post grapple check. Oh,
It is literally just stopping and sitting down. Possibly, yeah. This is apparently a surrender, or at least a I'm giving up.
kill them now.
Well, it does mean it is now Repose's turn, so...
Repose's turn.
Repose will look to the now flopped over on the ground pinned jade lion. It's made of jade, and it is a large cat, but it is still of doom.
Mm-hmm.
It is two things he should like, made into something he despises. That's terrible.
Yeah, I can feel you.
You may explain yourself, if you would like. He will say in old to the cat. It will not change the outcome, and Propose will stride on over to where Moat is playing with the demon. Just give it a stomp.
Yeah, no, there's no roll. You just crush it to death. And that is the end of combat, basically.
Oh,
Yeah,
come
well-
on, I had 20 dice.
Oh yeah, I'm holding this down for Vanif. That's the whole reason I did it.
We have a finisher ready to go the moment this thing offends us.
Destructive finish.
Yeah. Milan,
Okay.
you will get to kill it once it has had its piece.
I'm doing the charge up.
Execute it whenever you would like.
It kind of glances at Repose, gives a nod, but then glances up back towards Angler like, I would respond if...
Too busy having fun holding this thing down.
No, you don't get to open your mouth.
It looks back like, well, if you want me to talk, then I have to be able to talk.
I'll point it at the wall.
Nope. Sorry,
Just kill
he's not with the whole "let's let this thing talk" thing. You don't play with your food. You kill. If Vanif takes the shot, he's not going to get in the way of it. Like this, he's not letting this thing talk. He does not trust it at all.
All right, we voting then?
This is down
I
to a
said-
vote.
Wait, why are we trying just to find out why it's here?
Yeah, it might. Yeah, why did it show up here? Did a summoner tell it to be here? Did it just escape on its own and is just hanging
I
around in
wouldn't
this
trust it.
cave?
It is clearly willing to at least look like it's cooperating.
Telling what it claims could be of value. Do we care about a bigger picture about this demon cave, or are we just going to destroy it?
Treat
Be
it
on
as a
our way?
random encounter.
I leave this to the priest who knows what he's doing.
Okay, so that's one person voting along with Obsidian, or no, Obsidian, Repose to listen to it, correct? So it's 2-1 then?
So far. So, Obsidian, Old
Like,
Man, and Milan have
If you
not said.
release its mouth and it immediately tries to danger honk, then the finisher falls on it.
Yeah.
It knows it is doomed.
What do you
It is-
think, old man?
It is
vote
entirely
is?
aware that it is going to die at the end of this, no matter what happens.
All right. What do you think is old man's response to asking him to vote? There's
Speaking
only
as a
one correct
goblin,
answer.
But
What's up?
abstaining. But
Correct. He's abstaining.
Old man votes the third party.
God. So Obsidian.
information is valuable. Let's find out if it has anything to say.
Theodosia, you have illegally set yourself up upon this road, interfering with commerce and travel upon it. Why? Who summoned you?
With kind of a grunt and
Just keep your hands on the mouth.
Yeah,
It makes
he points the mouth at like away from the group.
Such a lack of trust. Entirely reasonable. It has much more of a smooth preacher's voice than you expected to come out of this this hewn stone being. This one understands that this vessel's fate is sealed. But we understand that you may seek information for it, and unfortunately for those that called us here, we are not currently bound by any sort of agreement. And truth be told, although we are not able to reveal all pertinent information, we are quite willing to speak of what we can. For those who succeeded the intercult roll earlier, the Theodosia are a hive mind. Every single one of these has a single mind. Anything that one of these lions has ever witnessed or seen or known is part of the collective consciousness.
This is one appendage of a larger being.
Yes.
More directly than usual.
Theodosia are often argued to be the most powerful first circle demon because they are a singular unit that has fingers, basically. Originally, I was under the impression that my mission in creation would be considerably more glamorous, you might call it, than bandit duty in the wastelands, but circumstances changed shortly after my arrival, and my former compatriot nods over in Moat's direction at the gore at Repose and Moat's feet.
Moat is getting such an extensive scratching over this.
Moat is already chewing on the body. My former compatriot was also reassigned from a duty that it preferred to a duty that it's considerably less suited for, but time called for emergency measures, I suppose. Our task was a relatively simple one. Destabilize the region as whatever way we saw fit. In my case, I had hoped to simply spread the word of the Yozi and spread the scripture of the Theodosia. It glances over to Old Man, which I seem to see has taken some hard root. Glances back.
I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, it doesn't stop for you.
I know. I personally, at Doc, was not paying attention.
It
Doc
accused
remains
you of
bewitched by
following,
noodles.
It accused you of following the scripture of the Theodosia, whatever the hell that
This
means.
thing thinks you're doing some kind of demon magic by your weird metal body.
Huh. Okay.
Old man, a demon.
No? Probably
But
not.
Old Man, the sulking demon.
unfortunately, the entity that called us forth here had differing opinions as to where we could best apply our own skills and talents. Therefore, here I am, in a cave, with none to listen but the ears of ones already converted. Kind of lashes its tail once, looking at the rest of you.
That's it?
No.
And who summoned you?
It actually briefly looks quite uncomfortable before saying, I'm afraid that my patrons have restricted us from divulging that information. I can tell you, however, that your presence here has been noticed and is... It stops to think of how to phrase this. continued thorn in their side they are trying to find a way to use to their advantage.
Quaint. Propose will rise back up from, giving Moat a thorough victory pet. Very well then. Back to your usual suffering. Perish.
With pleasure. And Milan may do the move.
I'm actually going to throw the cat up so that Milan has a better angle.
Perfect. You're gonna want to not be connected to this.
That's why I'm doing it. I've learned my lesson.
Time for lightning bolts.
All right. This is basically just treated as though it doesn't have DV or soak.
That is to hit. I do believe that breaks its armor.
Oh,
it is helpless before you.
0. Yeah.
It is actively letting you kill it.
Also, it's made out of jade magic material that
very
I
conductive.
bypass. All right, time to roll. Crack.
All right, yeah, that is a decisive. Let me just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, you are close enough to killing it in one blow that the impact from it hitting the ground after being thrown straight up in the air kills it. It lands on its neck and it breaks and the head falls off. You get the sensation as the body is laying there that you didn't so much kill something as, again, a will just kind of retracted from a puppet.
I think they're going to look up at all the other bodies swaying and start counting.
That's at least 24 up there. It's probably for the best you killed that demon as quick as you did, or it would have gotten ugly in here.
It appears one of our mutual acquaintances has been quite busy.
Better climb up the wall and start cutting these down for collection.
How far up is it?
About 30 feet.
Hold on. And then he said, Obsidian, come over here for a moment, please.
What's up?
Just put your sword up in the air.
Propose is in bonfire right now, so there's a bit of a rumble zone surrounding him.
I do as I am commanded.
So that it's a flat surface.
Uh-huh.
And then he is going to take a step back, take 2 steps forward, jump off beneath, flip up, jump off the sword, and boost himself straight up to the bodies.
You are able to grab the root system and hang with the rest of the bodies, and oh boy.
I am Spider-Man.
And then he's going to pull out the dagger he has strapped to his leg. This is the first time he's had a chance to use this, and just start cutting the ropes and letting them fall.
I'm just going to do a standing jump and get about the same results of getting up there.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid air aspect.
Propose will spend some time in the corner praying and cooling off.
The body
Letting
is
his
all
skin settle again.
kind of hit the ground occasionally in one piece, usually not at this point in decomposition. Without a demon animating them, the rot is pretty quick to progress.
I would ask that anyone on the ground tries to remember any kind of notable features or something in case anyone looks like a nobleman or a merchant or whatever.
They've been mutated at this point.
I know, but you never know. Some people might recognize like a certain robe marks a person as like a representative or whatever.
When Moat is done playing with the kill, when Moat becomes bored of the noodle,
Moat is now paying attention to the bodies falling from the ceiling.
Moat will be directed to actually go check on the bag.
Ah, okay. Moat heads off.
Take his prize and deliver it home.
He grabs the strip of flesh and goes down the corridor to go check on it.
Doing that thing cats do where they have a thing in their mouth and they run away with it.
Yep.
While I'm up here, I'm also going to take a look around to see if there's any recesses or something that the demons might have hid something.
Roll me perception investigation.
So 7 successes. I'm using Cloud Piercing Focus.
Okay. You're not able to find a lot beyond a couple of stashes of, like, things that might have been useful if they left, like some bribes and jewelry kind of things. Not anything that has identifying marks on it or anything. Like, just a little bit of personal effects, but no more orders or anything like that. It's suspiciously bare, as though whatever was commanding them didn't want to be associated.
Okay. I didn't know if there was any, like, precious baubles or what have you, but... Okay.
So
we can take this back to town.
Is this cavern a dead end?
Yes.
All right, because actually, so thinking about the logistics of this, it would take some time and some inconvenience and some deal of profanity used in the religious sense to move this many bodies such a distance, just to proceed to have them reburied again. We could just seal this cave and make it their tomb.
I'm yelling from 30 feet up. I was thinking the same thing, but we should probably check the platform that...
Can we make it a nice tomb, at least? Can we clean it up a bit?
Yes.
Like, it's kind of shitty in here.
After Repose has had enough time to cool off, you will begin arranging the bodies appropriately around the space. Do a quick spirit mirror, see if any ghosts are actually lingering in the vicinity of this.
Nope. If
Understandable.
Your presumption is that if there were any ghosts or spiritual
They may have been
remains,
frightened off by the holy fire.
or obliterated by the demons.
Yes, demon would have
I'm
secured
gonna
this
take a
territory.
collapsible broom out of my backpack and just kind of start sweeping the cave floor, I guess. Does this help?
Brother, I had a thought.
Yes.
Would it be improper for me to cut the hair of each of these so that they may have some semblance of their original identities in death?
Let's have a think about... A proposed specialty dye can go in there, because I'm thinking about this in terms of what do ghosts like? Would ghosts prefer to be groomed or ungroomed?
Just kind of removing the mark of the decanthrope from them.
Probably trimming their hair, because the hair was a physical change brought upon the bodies.
Yes, should be acceptable.
I will go ahead and start removing hair.
I'm also going to check around where the beast was up on that platform to see if there's anything there. Markings, symbols, anything left behind.
Something written in Old Realm seems to have been carved into the rock where it was sitting.
Repose.
When there's an appropriate break in... Well, I guess also since since everyone else is available and we're just kind of doing some downtime, he would probably, like, inform Obsidian about a sense of where everybody should go and, like, arranging stones around them appropriately.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so these words. What do we got?
All right, so Repose would know this probably from the first few lines. It's the scripture of the Theodosia. It is the central blasphemy hymn / religious proverb that they embody. And
go ahead and start defacing that.
Mm-hmm.
As
And
it
I assume you would not elucidate on what that is. And are you familiar with it out of character? Because it may.
No, actually, not acutely.
Okay. So I will actually read it out loud for the benefit of you and the chat. This is from the Book of Demons that has the Theodosia write-up in it. This is the scripture of the Theodosia. People and the Exalted die. Mountains crumble, even the worlds do not live forever. Knowing these things and wishing to guide the mortals afflicted with their terrible condition, the Yozis had the Theodosia created to carry their message into the world. The Theodosia transcend mortality. They have no existence independent from their scripture. They share one mind and one memory. If killed, they rise again from their mother, Zophika. If held captive for more than 1 year and 1 day, they dissipate into mist. The lions sent into the world know no death. They know no pain, for they have only one care, the scripture of the Theodosia. They know no sorrow, for this scripture never dies. So must humans be. They must abandon their petty cares for mortal things, and thus become immortal. They must forget the things of the world and the fire in their hearts, and join the Theodosia in the celebration of eternity. So ends the scripture of the Theodosia.
Yep, just go ahead and start defacing that.
Please allow me. Can I just smash the rock wall 3 times with my feet?
I mean, that's also good, but Propose will proceed to follow up by making sure that the actual carvings have been polished off of the stone.
Well, yeah, that's what
fragments.
like hitting where the carvings were, but yeah, okay.
Yeah. It's not enough to simply have broken up the slab, it is going to be defaced. These words are being destroyed.
Okay.
That's what Propose is doing while cooling off from battle. At some point, he will also, remote view to check on Moat.
Moat has found everything is safe. He has put his prize down in a private place and is coming back.
Very good. Alright, so we're going to clean the place up, make it a burial site for the victims. And oh, hey, look, we have more evidence that a demon summoner has been harassing the people of the Fallen River.
What if we aren't framing them and this
Like,
is just
actively.
happening?
Someone should send a letter about that.
Did we accidentally uncover a real conspiracy by making a minor conspiracy?
Is this reverse Berghazi?
We should probably head back to the town to see what has happened in the wake of everything, and also find the local people that might know something about this and explain what happened. Also, by the time we get back there, I'm sure some members of the Immaculate Order will be there, and we're going to need to make sure they don't do something stupid.
As they are wont to do.
That sounds like a next time.
Yeah, that's a next time at this point.
Absolutely, this is more of a that's what we gotta do.
We are winding down at this point. Next time, returning to the city and hoping things are still fine after maybe you kicked a hornet's nest that was actually full of dangerous hornets.
Murder hornets.
We did it.
Town was haunted.
Town was
Also,
actually haunted.
That's a fact.
Also, I guess that demons think that old man is a follower of demon type team.
Yeah, the Theodosia just looked at you and it was like, "Oh, hey, you have a cultist. Nice to see you."
Same head.
That's super weird. Because he came up with all these ideas himself.
No.
Did you?
Yes.
Convergent ideological evolution.
Yeah, you reinvented something believed by something else.
Yeah, you found the same thread of logic, but without the Yozi part.
Old man made Halsey corrugated cardboard.
Yeah, but no, one of the punchlines of Old Man is you accidentally reinvented part of the evil religion.
Huh. There's nothing wrong with these parts. That's the thing, though.
Yeah,
Evil science, neutral science at worst.
The individual parts are fine. It's when the Theodosia turn around and go, and therefore you must give up your suffering and turn yourself into the demons at the edge of reality. There's the problem.
The Death Ray was meant to help mankind, not destroy it.
Next time.
Next time.